was no bronya ma ene yade enka wonto dem 0244544422 na fodwani enso machre na so Pasco about capsules no ewe drama so about to liver and to a liver problem be abetimi afrena and pay na nim penifetin common afi what to adre enso mbianom 0557453579 now upon come na best brand publications o madaroma o me the books no ngare abet drama so to me now bano basic 1 to 6 and afi textbooks no and a pamphlet ni nyina no 0547200200 abet pancrona la posada hotel money deal to my gentleman dental clinic limited. I was saying and I say and I say a name. Say also Tito White in New Year Bia, Obet me a friend and pay 0559-139-5829. One Benjamin Emperor Fighting Como, Immunitaba supplement, Omataroma, a immune system booster, a boosty immune system in Tunia Bia, and some Obet me a Boapa 0535-112-813 baby at one Drobiano, Ubenya Biato, Ebi Haba Clinic Limited, Omataroma, a stroke, and I said, and as you and you saw and some nabeche ABA back clinic not of a doctor and some abwa ABA number no 0541565199 now for what in come betway I was a bet responsible and ya the betway codes no ebema betway www.betway.com.gh now for betway rewards no one sam and so etimi akabina bibian so I come ete amapa betway wonum adaroma enti sanunso betway omo ana etechi ene yebeche in quotes ni bi na bibia aye kama over time bidima for about Santa Corner Dr. Enfatamentos ya de bia etetu bia adu abu akwa agogo school Johnson ewo kumase ya the chance doctor at the time enso ebeto so 0244774282 na no mo enso etima kasa udambe fa last casta enterprise wono enabua ama dem enso look nice and gentle bronya brain bians etokwa enti se nei wo person dem kwa efem kwa dia o wo kwa last wono ma bebu ama dem enso etima efe me so kumase ya the chance or boss FM and chop any way boy 0554114878 and no makasa againo ebeto sin and sweat with any cement vital heba mix and capsules ubu bobby no some abwa ebi asiatic ya dia tituni ano and so beto access sweat with them baby aton do bi akwa we say againi bi 0240616061 no makasa sense everyday price for everyday people into tuchuomo na ba jenya ma papa FF makate na bibia so entimi ene kamesa say ene ma papa ni na bronya onyama na so bisunya high sensitivity ko na kwaji bi na bibia entimi ko kam showroom so kana nyina ene anopai omabia omobo adwuma odi for Samuel prayer and counseling center Miss Obaparse Sadia, Chanadi Kaka Yemrem was sharing on and Nusra and a group Mantian Mabawason and Webia, and a dear good D for some was into Subra, a banner controls and some banner promise and fill, a cat and a tetonino, or D for El Mensia and Bubanoa, one of us a try Juma Fawa Nina Cocotano, 0246667117. None of us to Macasa Jackson, a new pan Iami and say Jackson Elba mixture, Jackson natural capsules, and Poyaxico capsules, and Nina Jason away and Nubrania Banya Daya Drono, Copebido malaria beko, and Rachi Sabia Emre Ewan Pema beko, Coca teaching and Ebeko Baby a ton Dobiaka, when sounds 8 Makabi 0244723541 Akasako Jack Farmer, woman and I did Kojak Pro Code and some Atimidiaba, a Banaso T Sanso and I want to do a fair flu and I tetra oh, a bit to a say a fay Kojak Taco toothpaste above. I'm a saying I want them a Beyonce eto kama, me pacha you want to ketwa anyone a cassia. We will run also or Kashi Dragland Elon Cry. South Central Market Okumase 0244559597. Now so the penny for Casacara's the compare limited. Woman and a desire mixture and the G capsule staba. We have been about Bobe to ya Diasi Deku and some Edamahin Diaba mixture. And what I saw malaria not drew and so on a bit twice here. And some Edama be a turn to Biaka. We sounds 0246348334. None of Akasa 3P Gallic Mr. I catch us vitamins and minerals a woman a woman peduan SCP AC10 minua academia WB some bag gimeko kopebi na mesmet you some bia ko kama 3p garlic mixture ebona immune system na Boston kama afi menstrual disorder see the two said ya baby a turn drove ya kwa we just 8 come na kan and so mam say our glass bottle humanity no aye koko red label garlic no aye red I will label no one just bia 8 come 0248 928824 na no mo akasa Capo
medasi obatan medasi fa na ya to aso edi efrio na no pe edi amounti ye be rem na afia hwe ya Dr. Amuzu question of the day no yen hwe no na yenim komo emfa ho ne anopenti ye question a ye ka ho ensem no ene question ben na Dr. Amuzu sie musa doctor say Amuzu P e wa dwaman so enam yare edro enie utie mi na oyoba oyebema na wo discharge enuama yellowish bi bema obon so pant no obon so enuama fitaa bi enso efro bema na chichira no ne ade ni nyina no nam yare ene hawa adwen wadro no Dr. Amuzu P ana anya bi ebetimi aboa na odwumadi enso akoka mantia na wahya no so ade amame abo adwuma yepa ana Dr. Amuzu say ye musa question way ene anope was say who is the most important player in the Real Madrid setup here and that way from goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois Pim and the last man I will know last man standing either Mbia Vinicius and Asa Rodrigo and Azembia Arantia Fenis and Barpi Nimono why and the most important player in the Real Madrid setup why and Aujidi SM the most important player Ubetimi Edward Drinchem Aba and Anupe Nafia can be amount about time the most important player in Real Madrid setup. Ghana for say
Hussein Adams, of course, Thibaut Courtois. Yasabe Makoma Infe. Or say I think Mbappe is the most important player in the Real Madrid setup. Afei, Mausa Brantia DJ. Also say Mbappe. Merry Christmas to my dear Eugenia inside Ammonia. And also Adiaba Ohene Nana Lorenzo. Also say okay, and no the other about me to be guy. Ogidi Brown Jr. say Mbappe, Dembele Jr. say Vinicius Jr. Nana Casti say Courtois is the most important player. Okay, and on us Adiaba. Afe Mausa Branton did appear say Courtois. John Aya Amwa Esi Jude of course. Amufa George say Mbappe of course. Afe Branton fan Aya TB and say Jude Bellingham Calvin Peters answer say not even a question. Kylian Mbappe number 10. Jiri Emmanuel answer say Vinicius Jr. and Branchani Senega Jr. answer say Hendrick and also to me Eddie Capo the Supremo.
Shadi Esel Shadi. I was Rodrigo the most important player in the setup and no Dono and so Eddie Abadjin Bolobo Madridista was say Thibaut Courtois and no I will not say the most important player Santase Kwame Eugene Mbappe and no Dono so the Abba Peaceman was a simple Courtois Peaceman ye I forgot so and what they Abba where Don Dada was it Thibaut Courtois and what Abba Edmond Mensa say good morning where Chris yeah was say Mbappe and no and so actually there my say what Dennis say Thibaut Courtois and no so as they am I now pay live on the show where I can say D Black say I'm Douglas greetings to my uncle Bim Ewo and Wamasia Greek and I made Chanum the Thibaut Courtois and I make Cote Amano Quachester say there is no important player because their impact is not felt okay and what they about Mario K. Alban Jr. say number 1 goalie and no and some the most important player or the setup no and so the Abakwesi Barcelona say Mbappe and what the more fire attachment and no Ghana for Trincham maybe Samuel Kwadwo Mensah as a Rodrigo and the most important player and what the Abawensum the Achisco was saying Mbappe of course and also atro the Amene and pay where Francis here do watching the show live from Sehi for Sukrum inside Milawan fashion designer shop was say still open number 9 Jude Bellingham and Okodama Jude and no Ayedene or also de Amenanu Kwame Mauli Benjamin say a low budget Pele na low budget Pele no hey why Hendrick ana low budget Pele.
And why?
Enrique.
No, Mukamano.
Okay. Low budget Pele. Only Hendrik na say why MU no okay Mauli I mean two message na say enti low budget Pele bi any Madrid okay I want some the enche your course name na and you be fa kakra say weekends na mu ne we enti say you pick kakra na you de dey na okay and emu odu yeah, me starting from the Modu no now Madia Sani aba form. The Odika 100 us.
Okay.
BW2 E8E1
8E1
4593 BW2 8E1
8E1
4593 BW2 8E1
33 2F
and near 12 O's. The middle can't buy any 100 O's. And I win near 12. The twice here 10 BW2 8E1 4D 93 10 O's no. The twice so a 5 O's in it to BW2 8E1 5B 70 5 O's no nti we bet we strictly bet we nti so pe be abo asha na wo say bet we na so na ode ehye na bibia kama pa nti se bibia we bibia
kwabena akon e wo UK
okay
monitor show no wo se mo ye adwuma nyina o ness e wo ho ti mo ye ti ono jiji kakra dia ba jiji kakra dia ba nti bronya ise wo no se wo se faka kramra
mati on se no na ne yan kwa mo no ne abusafo ya kwa mo no ne ha Wontumi 101.3 Wontumi TV live on Facebook and YouTube ya adwuma no e wo so obetimi adwone stream no time for foreign yan kwa mo no ne
Angwa juma no you Yame wo hoda se uji didia obeya juma ansachre no you Yame wo hoda se uji didia obeya juma ye bompaye shamaki Israel Yehuwa ilahenu Yehuwa ekad we ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika luvika uvika naveshika uvika miyodika tode yashak in English in the name of Jesus amen
Capo say Capo chairman I feel chairman
yes
got time taboku kasa mo say messages and ben no bia say hey wo chairman ya de pa say watch me assemble yes kwa bi kwame ho
some de ba ye ko Brazil na ya din komo entempani nyina ne say Don and Carlo Ancelotti a manager of the Brazilian national team no na reporter ban says say wo my twin say be renew and in the contract the amana story ya di kan abeka wasem emre bi atwam de amana say agreement no already in place say akasa manager and so depend ebe se be personal fe informal table na the Ancelotti no when I sign the Brazilian and the national team no about the highest paid national team coach we are seeing an isika no and so I watch us in Brazil and after we are seeing the national team coaches one more coaching over the highest and the paid manager I attempt and the salary tasning no at the Eba Mayan free and the Brazil na yan rem Argentina no and it said the Argentine Football Federation and so my call na after dinkoma reporter Banisa Mame and the Chiki Tapia one play Panika Sia one nso ɛda Argentina wɔn bɔbɔ no ɔno anafo no nso ɛda anoa wɔrɛsɛ nneɛma nso ɛbɛtumi ɛkama na Tapia enie wɔn kyerɛ sɛ ɛnura wɔn nso ɛtumi afa no na nkɔmɔ a ɛno ɛkɔ so so wɔn accused with several illegal activities a wɔn nso ɛyɛ ɛwɔ ne dwumadi a wɔn nso ɛdi mu a kyerɛ ne ano ayɛ hyɛ ama ne kopie mu ɛwɔ the Federal Court ɛwɔ Argentina na judge ɛwɔ tena case no so no yɛfrɛ no Daniel Faracas ɔno nso ɛna tena ɛna case no so na evidence a wɔn kyerɛ sɛ ne wɔn de abɔ ɛna panin nso ɛwɔ yɛka ne sɛ Argentina ɛne sɛ unua nso ɛtɔ nneɛma ɛwɔ Argentina kurom ɔne nyinaa sɛ football no deɛ wɔn yɛ no ɛyɛ ani ata accuse wɔn ɛsɛ wɔn di ɛna sika ɛfɛfoɔ yi wɔn di sika nso ɛwɔ kyɛ sɛ ne football mu ɛnya asɛm etu a na wɔn kyerɛ sɛ mansion di a unua nso ɛtumi ɛsi akyɛ sɛ ɛnya mansion ketewa wɔn kyerɛ sɛ akwa yi wɔn suspect sɛ mansion yi nso ɛyɛ ne dia na wɔn sɛ the every president a yɛfrɛ no Claudio Tapia ɔno ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔne ne every treasure and wɔn aka wɔn abom akyɛ sɛ ne yɛsɛ wɔn DP the every a wɔn ɛdi sika na ne nyinaa no wɔn kyerɛ sɛ ɔwɔ sika ɔwɔ dan ɛne ɛfie ne kyɛ sɛ ne cars ahodoɔ ɛne adeɛ a wɔn kyerɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ sɛ wɔyi n'anim ɛde asɛ nkɔfoɔ bi sɛ ɛyɛ nkɔfoɔ bi project ɛnyɛ ne deɛ ne nyinaa mu no wɔn nso wɔn ayɛ nhwehwɛmu ɛho sɛm ne ɛyɛ ne cars and watɔ na ɔwɔ mansion and wɔn sɛ wɔn afan de 54 vehicles na cars mako 54 akyɛ sɛ ne luxury cars ɛwɔ motorbikes ɛwɔ ɛne ade ne nyinaa no ɛkyerɛ sɛ onua wɔn investigate no a wɔn kyerɛ sɛ de baabi asɛm no nso akɔdu no onua nso ɛho atumi aka akyerɛ sɛ wɔn kyerɛ sɛ ɔwɔ police custody a wɔn yɛ sɛ ne no wɔn nso ɛne ne bɛtumi ahwie wei ɛyɛ news efiri Argentina wɔn nso afei na so yɛ de bɛde nsɛm no ɛde ba na sɛ onua cars egu aseɛ yi a wobɛhu Lamborghini no ɛna afei Rolls Royce car bie wɔm ɛwɔ dim Prado nipa baako bra wɔn kyerɛ sɛ ɛnɛ nneɛma a onua nso ayɛ no football nko sika manti sika yɛde atua wo ka ntimi nya saa project yi a wɔn nso suspect na yɛde ɛnɛ sansɛm no nyinaa no ɛde mba Argentina wa report about the World Cup na ɛba no wɔn ɛne defending champions Leo Messi ana afei ne team no wɔn na yɛ champions a wɔn yɛ so wɔn defend ɛne World Cup no na Argentina wɔn ne Senegal yɛte sɛ nyame adoma match ya wɔmu nso ɛbɔ an international friendly game a ɛnuama nso ɛbɛtumi akɔ kama sɛ de bɛyɛ wɔmu de bɛ prepare wɔmu ho na ɛnuama nso ɛbɛtumi akɔ proposal no ɛyɛ from Argentina ana yɛhyɛ ne wɔmu nso ɛhwɛ sɛ wɔmu ɛne Senegal ɛde ɛbɛbɔ ani sɛ de bɛ ɛnuama nso ɛbɛtumi akɔ kama ɛde wɔn nsɛm no ɛde ba mo yɛ sɛ wɔbɛtumi afinalize ɛne deal no sɛ de bɛ ɛnuama nso ɛbɛtumi ayɛ kama na wɔmu game na baso wei ɛyɛ friendly game ahead of the World Cup ɛno nso ɛbaso Leo Messi Argentina wɔn a superhero na enra yɛka kyerɛ sɛ Messi bɛkɔ akɔ pie mu nso ɛwɔ yɛka ne sɛ India ɛwɔ ne tɔn na ɛna Leo Messi ɛkɔ na Messi tɔn no Leo Messi enra nyɛ ɔno nkɔ ne kɔ yɛ mame time na wɔn free flight mu si from India wɔne Rodrigo de Paul ana afei Luis Suarez wɔn nyinaa no nso ɛkɔ pie mu nti wɔn ana free aeroplane mu si from way ɛyɛ India tɔn Leo Messi nso akɔdu a yɛde ɛne latest ni nyina no de eba na Messi esi fam no mame time na Messi nso enam form with an arrival o si fam no e wo airport one oben de no so be Messi nipa dom enie obia ATM Leo Messi legend ankasa ana ba be dumi ko o mu enso nete Messi nka enye ne o ma feel Leo Messi na be duwe acha se nipa dom a wo mu nyina no e ye Messi nti ana o ma be duo na mame time na o me de convoy enso nefa ene football legend world champion ye acha se ne Messi no security tight masa and as a 20 January convoy yi ana LED and Leo Messi ayate unsam no atem never masa utimi se fam de and as a 20 papa ko ni padom nam form bodyguards wo mu nam form ball and the Messi wo ban e India e mountain so na no hyepa until Leo Messi eni adwuma de ni nyina no ado enso kwaso enra ye de ma e ye nso no so catch us Messi beko ko unveil on a statue wo mu ayam Leo Messi no Messi eko unveil way 70 feet na the statue wo mu enso ayademan enie enti enra wonu akopie mu wa Nese ese oko veli ene sa statue a wo mu ensom aye edema no ewo goal counter ewo ane Syria wo mu ensom aye kan say statue of Amalio Messi and afa Messi na no pan statue ewon toma atase de ewon sam no atem na bench uzan toma go yes ye pa bibi won toma na esi yi ene bibi na de free won Messi no and pa won ankasa ne statue ewo antoma atem de salita sini nyina no ate emau and I don't pay so now the biggest and the Bollywood star ewo ye can say Cromwell Obia where movie I watch it in pa ye friend Shahrukh Khan na and Shahrukh Khan ye Shahrukh Khan the most popular and Bollywood star na utamasa onye the packet to akra message where big and akwai and some big okromonti we goat our no our India and Leo Messi and some Russia our no say Asame to akra womu and so bon koma superstar sheni nua superstar na zenra no chese ni gisam no wa ya do some deba so I can go straight to stadium enra over 110,000 and supporters our Salt Lake Stadium masa momo di padom enipa more than 110,000 and I will show womu chese stadium a very crazy and scenes and enra and some let me pia ma dwuma dia ni no ya do some manano pay was so na sabetwani latest if one mateba ni nyina ne adon sam no enso mateba na unim sa enra ewo dwumadia eno nso nakoso ewo stadium nyina no enra sobota so mo baye o mo pa live pa na sobota sene se o mo to ticket ni nyina no wo mo ka kire o mo se o mo banya kwan Asia Messi o banya kwan ho Messi na o hwe enipadom na hwe bia stadium no wono Oshatrowa, almost politicians and superstars, Omo Majidi, any of the Omunkwan Abos, Omo Bay. Stadium no baby a Messi ewanom but the true on it ordinary nkwafa wo ma twa wo mo ticketa wo mo ebehwe bie anafe wo mo ensom awa trainer wo mo dry Messi di 10 minutes per our stadium Messi edi 10 minutes na no ana the problem ni nyina bo mo se na Messi be di 10 minutes ana ma jesi kakase sei esem na Leo Messi ba Messi ankeke ball no kra Messi van nine ensom na mo bi our pitch no so na so madwa and wo mo tutu nkonyam our stadium mo shada kokọ ene wanim kakram atiama me abose nkonya no ene nuama e stadium mo tutubi ensom na wa India fana dwa ni nyina ne se Messi bae Messi ensom na nche politicians no anu omo ensom na accuse omo se omo anu omo organize sa ene program ya omo ensom antimi ama Messi anche no aye report from Madrid no nsam no of the ema and na o she ni pe bae omo say randomly or compared to Ronaldo presentation our Bernabeu and Bernabeu reporter man say yes Messi agada crowd ewa ha enso echendeya na yon veli and Ronaldo ewa Santiago and Bernabeu and reporter and everyone my tell but won something no the banana obi fi Napel e by Messi fan bako o de no ba ma me abranchewe ofi Napel and e by Napel man no timi say ofi akire and e by one year was say ofi akire and e by one na busuafo omo kire much love as ama and Leo Messi hello Leo Messi I came from a brave country Nepal and I'm free by much love and one and some other buy with fresh and buy and some bread on it to do I say Messi what Messi and team and with fresh what best of until Leo Messi in a fun way and come kakram what they to draw opportunity was a once in a lifetime so many opportunity Esha Messi a once pet and abenya our brabum
to see Messi with my own eyes the late nights games and feeling very good like I can't
free in Nepal and a buy of fracture and one also so what Messi and some play at the Bayania Babako and some buy now already and some fracture what you say oh yeah where the last Friday and we are wedding or on any crew when ya no can at some omoya wedding now omoya what the last Friday no and omote some Messi and some bar in India wa and no and honeymoon no woman cancel honeymoon esenka and we yin crew stars and them adenemo wajani nyina awa de behe Messi was 2010 and omote Messi nka no and omo develop love dem Leo Messi ata so mo enso any opportunity enra wo mo edi omani Philly Gadochi abe Leo Messi ya de ensem p no eba Messi beto in a 4 in a cities or call counter and on 13th of December enra and ko obetinani and some ebe try Hyderab wono eye ene ana Messi ebe ko Hyderab ho na fe numbai and some eye nyame adomochna na new dowry and so eye 15th na fe Messi ade wasomni nyina banawie ye and some our India tower wono ekwade and 70p no eba na Leo Messi ana fe Maradona wo ka Argentina fo emienu a wo mu ana wiase nyina gitum se uyi Maradona obi a ono so gitum se Messi no abebo ade ama Argentina na love no osro na obama me Garelenica wone abranche fan se we aya Mikelobi ana podcast no mo interviewer wo mo adi komo discuss se uye coach ana se we listener utie me na no pay prime Messi ana fe prime Maradona abrana Maradona ejane na so abram Messi ejane na se ka se choose one why ana obe choose ni entie Garelenica wone Mikelobi conversation about Maradona prime Maradona and prime Leo Messi why ana obe choose conversation no yentie kakra
Diego Maradona and how you think he's a fantastic player. And also, I've heard you talk about Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
If you have to pick one of them today, you have a game to win. Who would you to play alongside you to win a very important game? Who do you go for?
It would be almost impossible to choose if you took them both at their absolute prime. Now, I think if you ask me who's the greatest player ever, I think that's a different answer. I think you have to take into account the longevity and also the fact that Diego had his problems off the pitch, which led to him not performing as well as he possibly could on all occasions on the pitch. He had a period of time where he was incredible, and Messi would be this in terms of their abilities very similar. You have to remember that Maradona was kicked up in the air constantly. In those days you could get away with that sort of stuff playing on these awful surfaces that I was saying, whereas now it's so much easier. But taking all that into account, I don't think there's very much to choose between them, except, I don't know, I never thought I'd see a player that's better than Diego, but I think in Messi we have, because, and also Messi's extraordinary passing range. And I mean, Diego used to see things, but Messi sees things that you can only see from above. It's extraordinary, some of the passes he picks out. His vision is just simply outrageous. And, they are my best. It's mad, isn't it, that the best two players I think of, I won't say all time because I didn't.
Garelenica, one name Mikelobi no mo ana yedi conversation on come Messi na fe Maradona prime no. I want some and ya deba mame Ronaldo ya tese say Ronaldo e Al Nassr e boboko de say ya tene say nyame adoma ye ka a major partner e club no Ronaldo and so ebe ye a major partner yes ownership role no one so e to shells e Al Nassr enti oboni season nyina wia ye tese obe continue obetena Al Nassr ho na wodi juma as a club owner our no so adini sika she Al Nassr boboko num eno eye kakra fro de bank investment no Ronaldo ewie ne ball no enche Ronaldo de ne ball nyina ebeba na wie ye nti Ronaldo eye investment Ronaldo de bibi kakra enso era football num said ene David Beckham eye Inter Miami no eye the same thing ana branch fan say Ronaldo enso ebeso eye Al Nassr wo bowia na afro no so asai eye owner of the ama club na no Ronaldo news free of the World Cup ticket no e say World Cup na no aye den na say yes Thursday no ana ye bie World Cup say obia enso ebetimi ato ticket in FIFA for every eba say o ma bia tuma just in 24 hours globally ye bie and World Cup ticket no yes the 5 million and o ma request say o mo to ticket ni be online enti so utie me na be call World Cup ni bi wo Ghana na ubeko bia man for 5 million and so ana request what ase obi anhwe masa amanfo nso na to ticket ni bi pa eno die fro no mate ba den nsem no pi no atem na ba ticket no amanfo sa ne boarding na ne bo na den no England for de o madwa pa mame Darren Bent ne ani nkomo se World Cup no prices no enso ne bo den na FIFA wo be den an average ene worker enso let me ato 200 pounds and I said $200 the ne bo for kra no the cheapest close to $220 hard pa some no tournament say na o gi say ya be dem an average ene worker enso let me akwa bo ne bi hard Darren Bent ache na dwen na de ache FIFA as the FIFA no enye kra
baseline level over £3,000 is not, because that's not even taking into consideration flights, accommodation, like spend while you're there, food. Like that for a ticket. That's for one ticket. It's crazy. I don't understand where they're coming to the logistics with this price.
Well, it's all supply and demand, right? I mean, they effectively can charge whatever they want because there's no way for the World Cup final you're going to have an empty stadium.
Yeah.
But I mean, we talk so often about the average fan being able to afford ticket pricing.
Yeah.
And just going to see your club week in, week out.
Comparison.
Well, I mean, £3,000. I don't know how they've come up with that. It's absolutely,
especially at base level. When we were talking about it earlier, and they said about the tier 1 ticket, I was expecting them to say, like, in my head, I thought they were going to say like £800, and that's extortionate.
Yeah, I was thinking 4 or 5.
Yeah, but when they went $3,000, that's I don't know how they expect people to pay that. I know people will, and there are wealthy people out there that will do that. Yeah. But still, for the diehard England fan that follows England home and away, and you follow them to some of the worst places that England have been to play, where the stadiums are not great, the climate where you're playing is not great. For them to go to the USA and follow England everywhere and then pay £3,000 for a ticket, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, no one can afford that, right? No normal person.
No normal. You said it there. I think the cost of football anyway for Ghana watch your club side is crazy, and we've spoke about, you go to watch football, you pay say £100 for a ticket at your club, you buy a shirt.
If you go on your own, you take your kids, right?
Yeah.
Treble that.
Churchill said in FIFA and some extort. It was a true extortion. And a FIFA and some former England goalkeeper. I found David James. Mokai David James. Our them of the Ama England. What did Juma Diaz a goalkeeper of the Ama England was on who cried the stadium or onsi or uncle or Koede. Sika FIFA for charge for ticket. World Cup a man advantage or did the Sika fee now or be TV England for no Oma Palaipa.
Absolutely think it's a disgrace. I mean, I've got no intentions. I was going to say no intention of going to the US, especially with those prices. I was thinking about going to Toronto, but it doesn't actually sound like I'm saving anything there either. No. I just think they've taken advantage. I mean, if I can go back a couple of weeks to the fiasco of newly created prizes and stuff like that. I just think that the game of football itself has got to a level that your governing body is just abusing everybody. I want to watch it, of course, because as a player, it doesn't matter what the conditions, the environment is, you want to go out there and be the best in the world, and hopefully they won't change the rules, especially for the tournament. No. But I won't go out there and physically support it. I don't think we should. I think it's a disgrace. Absolutely think it's a disgrace. I mean, I've got no intentions. I was going to say no intention of going to the US, especially with those prices. I was thinking about going to Toronto, but it doesn't actually sound like I'm saving.
What him then somebody be to the FIFA for us mutie na afie mo ye ho adwuma na nneoma kama yanko Cameroon na afie ni nkoma ni nyina no as AFCON no 8 days na AFCON no baso Cameroon for no Samuel Eto'o ene ni team o ma won veli ene JC a wo mo de tournament nti wo mo JC o meshe ene AFCON na baso e Morocco no Cameroon for no enso a won veli JC Samuel Eto'o a wonu ya the FA president o gina mu a wono so kwese ne nneoma ebetimi kama de awon sabni nyina no the eba make say Benin for no womo ade womo squad de aba onso mo group D Benin omane Senegal omane Botswana ana fe DR Congo ana group womo enya ade womo list enso number players womo eko womo de list no enso enya babonten tendentia ya don samade ba du Sudan so a make say Coach James Kwesi Apia mayele enso squad enye wono so the squad abon say Kwesi Apia o group E awona Algeria Burkina Faso and Equatorial Guinea and some Wontumi was a coach Kwesi Apia group no and some tight pa ayade awon some no the air bench Sudan for a COVID tendentia and as a 20 Ghana and COVID yes ya dia support ade ama coach James Kwesi apia mayele sene wono ensom ade Sudan foi ade omo ewrem eno aye de free o ade mabo Premier League no ese players omo eko AFCON no de onya hwehwere Newcastle City a obenya Habib Diarra or ko for Senegal obenya Abranche Fenise Ronaldo ensom eko ana Bertrand Traore nom ensom na room atamusuaku mu eko for DR Congo Noah Sadiki omo nyina no ensom na room ade ama Congo foi ana fe Manchester United nso obenya Brandon Boymua wonom remu ade ama Cameroon foi ana fa ma Diallo ensom eko obenya Nassau Mazaru awano nso erem Fulham for no Alex Webe ensom eko bi ana fe Calvin Bassey eko Sama Tukueze ensom remu udu enetima ya friend se Burnley I wanna Axel Tuazembe ensom wo obenya Lily Foster wono nso remu ana fe Hannibal Majri wono nso remu dendendea ya don sem Deba Nottingham for no Ibrahim Sankare wono ekobi ana fe Willy Bolly wo nyina no kote ama Ivory Coast ya don sem Deba Everton foi wo mu ewo Liman Ndiaye wono eko ana fe Drasa Goy wono nso no erem de ama Senegal fi Everton ana fe Brentford team no obenya Dango Watara awokobi ana fe Frank Onyinka wono nso eremu ave ama Nigeria ana fe City eboboko no Omar Marmoush eko ana fe Ryan Ednori wo nyina no enso free City omo ade wo mu ani etre in Egypt and afi Algeria yadem awonsam na pa wodu in the tournament 2 players na ko Papi Matasa and afi Abranche Vis Bisuma wo mu nyina no enso remu e West Ham United no obenya Aaron Wan Bissaka and afi Al Haji Malik Diop mo enso na ko Wolves eboboko no obenya Tawanda ene Chiroa wono ekobi and afi Emmanuel ene Agbadu wono so ko ade ama ene Ivory Coast ya don some deba our Brighton and over Albion for no womu Carlos Baleba and afi udu Crystal Palace so smaller sa wono so remu ade amom say and AFCON no womu enso na Premier League players womu every mu ade womani ache ede AFCON and ya don some no ade ba dropping me Popoba ne ani nkoma say ore Popoba e wo Monaco enu ama start peken kakra of the Emma Popoba mu game ya say oni ombe ball against Olympique de Marseille no report ebane say we are doubtful Wontumi and so more become game against and the Galatasaray mo say na problem woni ni abrana we warm up no entinya de say in the Abranche friend say Paul Labile Pogba and so betimi abo ede ama Monaco omboboko no abromo and so na we say ne wo mo ebe ball ede atia Marseille aye do nsam no the eba interfere wo mo say nyame adoma transfer window enya bia January ne dia ombe say ombenya right back or na player bi and so machimi abediri juma edama inte wo mu eboboko into wo say right back position wono and wo mu ehwese wo betime bifi na nuama nso machimi akoya do nsam no ede eba inte wo mu ene Liverpool egema no eba so Lautaro Martinez and ade we to do as a referee no ore penalty our gem ate ama Liverpool o me disappointed there nemom na omubu enso manfu said the man for enso can mistake and o me this a referee no enso eya no on a day no eya Lautaro Martinez and Sama what the air to do a day and want some no every ever Fadrico Banadachi enye Nami Aduma Juve omani Polonia and some game the baba so weekend watching and omo bona and the Fadrico and the Banadachi and some of the Atudena and it's all ball a day at Tiani former club emotions and a day and also never rise one in the former team players and some never share a ball Naninamuno or I say Obe give you a lot a day amani club and no Fadrico Banadachi in summer what area to the don some no ade be ase remodeled for no wo mo scout monitor and Rene for wo mu center back ya fere Jeremy Jaka akudai obo ene ball brutal pressure anya some 20 Jeremy no and ya se remodeled for so mwe se wo mo sabetimi aka boy na fe wo no ebegyinam ade amom abranya me adoma January no transfer window and so mwe na Abranche fene se Michael Olise ebo adema Bayern Munich boboko no na woni wonim said 2024 and 2024-2025 we did it juma of the Bayern Munich no assist why 23 shot involvement 253 chances created 120 big chances created 41 and after dribbles one also a complete say train a day 9 fasu you know 97 completed and unia and so much me and ya day I want some no at the air by Michael Olise say also Europe and the assist players so my assist our Europe biennial why more assists at your branch here your fans Olise 8 and why and one 8 our German Bundesliga imu and after wire 3 our Champions League ya day I want some be at them never and Ryan Jumadi and ya catch us buying for no woman say all the 10 to 50 million euros bar woman jai abrante Sasha boy at the amount nafe ononso matwaso akwa continue juma ya say Crystal Palace way woman actually omuti say omunya Sasha boy woman epem no I report free at the bench ya say boy abetwaso na afwa continue juma and so our the Premier League no ma don some no at the eba enra our juma die no so our sports buffet and upon say na humanitarian catch us Mohamed Salah and a slot in the press conference in Ekosuna Odin komo at the Etujan Omuzan says Salah ebeba weekend against Brighton yeba Salah our Liverpool and so squad no manana manager and say meeting and opano and rano one Salah be meeting o me meeting the outcome of the meeting and about Salah and so ebe available our squad man say ne one entimi available meeting ko so and a successful meeting just a reporter Eban says Salah back to Liverpool one a match day squad and a gamer one and so Bonti no good news that Emma Mohamed Salah na for Liverpool Steven Boadi mutim no anu ye defo Deba Van Dijk say o play a major role captain no ebo adwuma o play major role Emma Peace and so etimi eba Salah and after the manager I friend is on slot entema ya tem somebody play Deba new reporter ba ya tem somebody play Deba just say no say and come on if Liverpool eba January say Salah benya minute and as Salah enya minute o game and so ngaba so no a reporter if you want to Bernardo Silva, and to do a Man City team no bar. Yes, unya and a win mentality. We a player na Gajola a France Bositia. Womo City Bobo Konadabakua. A woman and says, so Pesa Bositia Debiano as what the white train and some let's win so a win affair at the Emma Timno was a Adabakua. Womo Adiasomo as a club and in the match Biano manager Psyche Womo players in already almost was Psyche Womo Dada. I woman so much in the match Biano as Womo winning was say Adabakua. As how the show team as a player at the Emma City is a winning team and our won't deserve him and a winner won't deserve it as our ball and a teamer your fence City and no ayene Bernardo Silva and come on the Atuja you're doing some Banana Pep Guardiola and Jimmy Uncle Pressano and no aye call Ture na koina Ture koyaneze nenyeze kwa call Ture no na enra one and a gym Adama Pep Guardiola na Kolo Ture de to just and Sambre and Raka Mame time and I say and they won himself or make him as a Timbia and so a league now more bono Omo City for no Omeya way as a Timbio met match no more league now and said I'm on your league a small league na do all Kenyan is Omusan is City league title no more challenge is Arsenal obianim say Arsenal beje and also league ne dem sanity do be a pressure and so about so the league top war a pressure and na tie down so our name no wo mu de omo bo omo league na omo ready be omo take match after match na Pep Guardiola beba because it is personal reasons entina Pep Guardiola entima me press conference enra na what the two days na me adoma yebo Pep Guardiola yebo Pep omo game against Crystal Palace no Pep ebeba yentie Kolo Toure.
Question is Pep okay? He obviously would usually do the press conference and will he be at the game against Crystal Palace?
Yeah, Pep is fine. It's just a small matter that we didn't bring him here, and but apart from that, everything is fine from him there. He'll be back for sure.
So he's okay for the Crystal Palace game?
Absolutely.
Then? Excellent. Okay. From your perspective, the moment that the team is in right now, is this as good as it's felt since you've been back at Manchester City?
No, I would say like I think what we are doing at the moment is good because we play well, I will say. we find a way to get some result. And of course, I know that the team can get better, like the manager say all the time. And we are improving, we are growing, and that's the most important really for us at the moment.
How are you feeling about Crystal Palace? They're a team that can cause the top sides trouble, like you've experienced before.
Yeah, they are a top team. They are really good. They're fourth of the league. Difficult to score goals against them. They're second best at the moment, conceding goals. But for us, we focus on what we can do. And we know that if we play our football, we are concentrated, we work hard as a team, we can beat any team in this league for sure.
Sure.
And no our press conference no na yede ensem de pede ba na on Africa on say Kolo free in the Ivory Coast or and one some free na Ivory Coast call AFCON no and one bubusa the same say no who chances Ivory Coast o chances our AFCON na cost no so o hwe North Africa for no to say Morocco obey Egypt and afi Algeria o me strong our AFCON na ya bono na mo do kan say already defending champions are for Ivory Coast and so many defending champion there and we say woman able defend the title yentie Kolo Toure on AFCON no saying and we see ehu on my
difficult but difficult but there's a lot of good teams. I think when we play in the north of Africa, the north country of Africa are always really strong, like of course Morocco, Egypt, Algeria, they're always really strong. But I will say my country, of course, Ivory Coast, because we were the last winner of the tournament. We still have a really strong squad, and of course I will go for my country, definitely.
Come na wouldn't say akoranum and in some kakra to dan nkoma wakwa di our interview ne say Chelsea team no wo mu young boys who show mu age average utimi say wo mu age no aboboso na oso mu family wo mu acte as a family wo mu edodo wo mu ho wo so back club bi mu na oso Rhys James efa no etete no e ma chese nuama enso ekoyi edema no na o say adeba ko kan say wo maboa amana be one of the most important player our team no wono so any ajepa na de o kanyina ne say team ne culture and afa team no so adeba ko a wo mu area animu and say unity ade a wo mu nyina hwe animu say wo mu be bot together na afa win no enso atimi aba eno ayensama wo de atudwa Marco Kurela and de way atudwa say important at the Manchester team no say on be back to winning race na afa enuama ye come on say Chelsea ball in Barcelona na Chelsea share wo mu ewie ye je say Maresca obo na wa lose obo anuama mfa na nyina chi no ana Marco Kurela say wo mu hwe anim say wo mu enso ebaba back to the winning ways na afa enuama tima akwa enu ya Chelsea nsama efi odeba Enzo Maresca na Cole Palmer enso ye be unu Chelsea against Everton and a game no so at this moment player no available for any selection and asembia obefi bench and abemu dia he and aboyi enso ebetimi anya ne Abraham bo eti Everton manager every ama Chelsea Enzo Maresca e kakra etu ahead of the game wo mu Cole Palmer e be available and onya available.
It's okay. It's better. Is at the moment available. We have one more session this afternoon. Yesterday he finished the session with us with a mixed feeling, but overall it's okay.
And Wesley Fofana picked up that freak eye injury in midweek. How's he doing?
Is available. It's fine.
On Kopama Diano Anana Yepe Ediama na wode awonsam Ediaba Liverpool for ne say Antoine Semenyo no enso Ediano egusu a ekoso dendendin a yensa eka omugusu push because say ene Salah ebe stay and as Salah stay no Salah already on the odi kaka so okorada enti ye say omu ayo Madrid say Semenyo na ana omu ewese nyame adoma omehwe na afi omu a break bank for Semenyo no say report for Liverpool ba yensa because meeting no go so and no kwaso na Salah no trese obo against Brighton area what in the ball nyina no aba na wie ya awoko AFCON chanhwe ya na wan return am babiem January no so no say wo mu enya players bi o madi en ejumade am wo mu nche no Antoine Semenyo and say wo mu enso na take boss na ya de ewonsam pi no de aba na Ruben Amorim Manchester United wo mu ne bomb off game no say ya say Semenyo be jane na so pa was a game na Amorim on team no strength yentie ne said was ya assess bomb of former team no said woman si bobo and so made fa yebetie manager I friend Ruben Amorim kakra one and so attitude enra
Monday night. What are you expecting from Bournemouth?
A lot of intensity, quality in the final third, a lot of duels, quality on set pieces also. So it's one more Premier League game that we want to win, especially at home, to have that feeling of winning at home back. So big match on Monday.
Surprisingly, 4 of their 5 league defeats have come in the last 6 games, but does that make them potentially an even more dangerous opponent as they want to get their form right?
I just look at more than the results, because that can change, and we are proof of that. Is the way they play the game and the quality that they have and the manager that they have. So they are not. I think they are not more dangerous now. They are always dangerous, and everybody knows that when you play Old Trafford, all the responsibility is on us. So it's a different game completely. So we have the responsibility of winning and to play well.
How's the squad looking?
Really well.
Play well. I know a European Amorim and somebody atuja no confirm it my woman busan is and one ball a day. I'm out team no so more body on to me and so and confirming from my name no do bet me I can say MBA Harry Maguire and afe Matthias the late woman a players woman team more entia bomb of Eboboko and also or confirm a day MI.
So, but the
team news: Benjamin Sesko, is he available? About Matthias de Ligt and Harry Maguire.
Maguire is out. De Ligt is out. Ben, we have to see. We have to see if he's available. He had some poisoning. You say poisoning, so. But we'll see. Let's wait. We have 2 trainings still. But the other 2 are out. Benjamin will assess.
Are there any other players absent? And also we're thinking of like the Africa Cup of Nations. Are those 3?
No, we are still in conversation with the national teams. The game is just Monday. They are here, they are training, and we are trying to prepare all the scenarios to prepare the game.
This Monday, Omubusano on AFCON, so I know them to just a players no make AFCON, no, saying Anesitiano as a game near Monday. They will be there till Monday. Womuboria and Omose Ome travel Nafi, Womo and so Akodi AFCON and no I free Ruben Amorim Manchester United manager no Nasuya Deba Thomas Frank Ejnamu Edematona Omboboko na Thomas and so on the players who more form this season also Richarlison Edie Munya Wani Kudus Mohamed Anafe Javi Simon Bob Pioneer. Yes, and your 3 players and a manager and so near Jiwo Matemo at us all Bo Mabaso our press conference and of course we come from no and a peja team no at the level and also a womb Thomas Frank Ekasai.
3 players I would like to mention, of course. Richie is probably in not in his best form ever maybe, but in a very good place, and also physically. Mo Kudus is, after the great start to the season, a little dip and a minor injury, back in full energy, looking sharp. Xavi is performing as a good top level, so those 3 just together just give the offensive part of the game much more.
What would you say then has clicked between those 3 that you mentioned?
I think it's just the one simple thing. All 3 of them in form and sharp and confident at the same time. That helps something, definitely. Obviously, 3 players I would like to mention.
The top 3 no, and our boy Oma Basom, Ojumeti Omudi Kudus, Mohamed the star boy, and a coachy, and so Cheso and a great star touches and Yama, ne Ocean and so Nacho, so Kudus na form say na a boy Black Stars na fair boy Amagana, so Yako World Cup and you met me come na and Atletico Madrid player of the month and so Pablo Barros no and Omode player of the month award no and so a day Emma na womo abona baso diamete e Atletico enso enano pe and is a manager no I friend Diego Simeone e de atudwa was in the player I friend Naho Molina and ya se player no meto woma ti news no so ye beja player you kwan amanako any adem na and womo trase manager ne trase o pleased with the performance and I say o say the new Messi kwa ne modem a o bonyina no womo enso ani agene ho mo confidence o player no enso emu eno I say the new Messi ti adon some no edeba enu ameka to say Laporta wono be kwa kojina court 11:30 enu anopa ampani ampa enu 11:30 boy anaunia enso agina dakam acha say my lord di kwaso ni nyina ye nagrara kesa edawa say boss tuetue scam referees ni ade enti enu mo ka say omra na fe omma testify as a witness our court box num enti enu Laporta enso ko testify our court na Laporta say in fact onim obia ye fa na nagrara one onim obia sa onim obia onhia obia on a life cycle emu na braba o bomum achasene ye fa na nagrara woni any relationship bia with nagrara ene ne ba enti anura our court onua e kan pain eso no sansama na kan say na referee enso basa for tuetue sika de ama referee enso na favor ene chasene ye kan say Barcelona our league wo mu e bom penalty ni ade ama basa ene e ball na chi penalty box na chi wa ya na dem basa penalty na womadia nano anenra our court as a witness no Laporta say onimo bia wana brabo man ene ya fene se nagrara eno a reporter in front my dear benjenra no woman compile on the court de okwa en some no o board here na fe kwa duna ne e bon na judge etina kwanyam na o kanyina no otro njeria near the verdict enso mabentunia enra wono nso ede na account ade akoma court no ayadem awonsam ede ba na onim se enra me catch say Luis Enrique where former manager one Ernesto Valverde omienu no wominyina nso abe coach Bas and General woman from a vibe video call amomo and some like woman the eba so say woman ya aware of referee report from Nagrara and so I confirm woman so reporter and some like also a woman testify or court woman so no woman need any report bia and some like tranu ya kakra free and the manenra Madrid for no woman so mu our interest our case with General woman so join investigation our in the court trial investigation no so our court in the Gara case no Madrid represent him as a private prosecutor our Enra case and some so Enra as a Madrid lawyer no 1 minute biano den inside table so pine my lord I am your question bisa and me fellow counsel our and the Jumedia and also my course interrogation I mean as a Madrid lawyer and no buza majaje masai do aba do so amacha Enra na to be a court one no Madrid for no woman the omunya kaya bubasa woman pray aman can be a band big cry the Barcelona Madrid for any brem no case woman there and woman repay I want something you know and some de emane so Barcelona woman was Sasuna Gema Barcelona is one Garcia and some damn Juice Kunde ball woman boku bas Gerard Martin ball woman ball Abranche Alejandro Balde Are Garcia ball Pedro Benjamin Rafinha ball Lamin Sama and Abranche friend say Marcus Rashford and Ferran Torres woman you know and so ball into ball Rafinha ball Lamin Sama ball Marcus Rashford and Ferran Torres abas and so Nyame adom game against Osasuna adon some no deba Madrid for ne say dan Hendrick omo de ne be call na yase London de woman ya reach with Leon woman Leon for no edin komo enya directory ama mete say woman chess agreement reach woman say woman ebeja boy no ekwan na for day na ni enso match Leon na Madrid for enyo mu a ana ka say boy yi woman enton no man nko ana afi abase ne wono so wometime ja no kwan ama na ko eno aye report free o the Eba Gonzalo Garcia kodai enso ebenya form e wo FIFA and a Club World Cup Madrid for masa na enya asame to agos akoda ise ese Zabi Alonso ye hu de boy yi wode no na ye reporter ba ne say yes clubs in more aso interest wo mu enya branch fa ne say Gonzalo Garcia wo mu epe na afi akoda yi enso na be dituma ade am omu a ye do nsem pie no ade ba na ye say Madrid for no wo mu akwa meeting na Florentino Perez and in for no meeting o my ne say wo mu the direct message ama Madrid players ne say hey Masa diamu ye no enya Madrid ni o Madrid of ene ron empanifo abebo ene Madrid atwam masa enya nkoda kra nanu ya kra Madrid na ye is Benzema nom ene Gary Bale nom time masa na enya sameto anamu be pupu moto enti reporter ya say omo aka twom ni say either so omo be perform anase ne omo enso be face ene adia eno nso omo mpese omo be face enti be ya mo ba mo nhye mo ko game straight na mo nkoya man have any hammer and so nanya kama chese ni bre aba o Madrid pa na Alonso so no onse catch us ni game e boss Madrid e bono sa Alonso entimi anwini match na MB Alonso e wombeja Alonso kwan and so na Alonso akonse nura ya the story no ama yakeka wonsem bebre esa against the Deportivo Alaves no esa Alonso e wini game no na Alonso beko anasa Alonso and so nko reporter ba ne say yentie Madrid supporters na say Madrid supporters no enkomo kakro mu di no mo na nya Zidane mo pe Madrid fans ni nya Zidane wo mu epe ese Zidane emeya djuma no emfam ema Madrid na utie supporters na why anase Alonso kwa o mefa Madrid djuma na mo na ebo Zidane say Zidane ba enuama be fa ama Madrid yentie Madrid supporters o mo waste coach o mo gidi say enka Alonso kwa oba ebeboa
to replace Xabi Alonso as head coach.
Zidane.
Why?
He won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, and he's better controlling the dressing room.
Zinedine Zidane, because he do a lot of things with us. He's 3 Champions League in a row and La Liga. And we beat Barcelona every game.
Si quiere, pues Zinedine Zidane, porque creo que tuvo muy buena primera etapa y también tenía jugadores con mucho renombre y lo hizo muy bien en su primera etapa. Zinedine Zidane o Jürgen Klopp, se le tiene que dar la oportunidad. Al final del día se necesitan jugadores que se sientan las cosas y Zinedine Zidane fue alguien que hizo todo lo posible y estuvo en los Galácticos y Jürgen Klopp simplemente es un entrenadorazo.
Jürgen Klopp, that's a better, I think, option for us.
Yeah, Jürgen Klopp, I think for a new kind of maybe style of play or something, I think it's the best option right now.
Hombre, Zidane es la vía confiable. Klopp me gusta a mí.
Lo que todo el mundo quiere es a Zidane, ¿no? Entonces es lo que le devolvería otra vez la ilusión a lo que es el madridismo y yo creo que Zidane sería una buena opción.
I think maybe Klopp. I think that is my favorite and I think it's really good. But I don't think really that Xabi Alonso is the problem. I think that is a new era with him and he needs time.
Jose Mourinho, I know it's very complicated for now. Already told the people that he won't go to Real Madrid, but a nostalgic one, and also because you know the style of Jose Mourinho with great ideas. So yeah, maybe Jose Mourinho or Álvaro Arbeloa.
If I can say where I want, I'm gonna say Klopp. It has to be Klopp. That's the dream coach for Real Madrid.
Zinedine Zidane. Yeah, I'll bring the goal back.
So Madrid for no and so conversation team no air call and as Alonso kwa one team in fan maybe say Jose Mourinho be ball Alonso be ball Zidane edi say Alonso kwa on so by emphasis na from Ray na omometo aso emfa emaye nemum mame nya we na fi yenko ye nyame adoma Ghana Immigration Service omo annual games no baso ewo ye can say Magdan AstroTurf no so on the 19th of December ana baso Ghana Immigration omo end of year games nyame adoma omo ye na afi bia nti afi we de no enso baso nti okm say 19th of December and a basu ewo Magdan AstroTurf no so 3 p.m. and a basu into Ghana Immigration Service end of game year games you know or say unity fitness and excellence through sports into the maestro you Pele and honorable Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, the Interior Minister, and so baby guest of honest, Umunomo Anaokishin, Mr. Samuel Basintelli, and so was here being immigration for Nami Aduma 19th, La Magdan AstroTurf no so yɛbɛba na afei yɛabɛta akyiri na biribia nso ayɛ kama immigration ni nyinaa yɛnkyea mo ɛnnɛ anɔpɛ Messiah tena se ana afei team no nyinaa wɔ ha yɛba na afei abɛtoa so na yɛdi nkɔmmɔ ɛwɔ yɛn show no so Maxi wɔ Japa TV Max yɛnkyea na anɔpɛ o monitor yɛn dwumadie no paa yɛnkyea ɛnɛ anɔpɛ na yɛntoa so ɛmfɛmfiri yɛ Facebook no ɛyɛ Wontumi TV live on YouTube yɛgyina so na yɛdi yɛn dwumadie ene anope Messiah boko de
nyame adom na wo so
nyame adom ade awode wana
anope won se anope ne mo nyinu kakra
mse ina penny is yura
bank tinki akasa isu kese ba ko beto
na afi abikwem no ebono wade na because so da beto no no
and then I send
say isu kese ya o gadi
and turi ya wo ze
ebono wana o yawe Ghana zemo hey Messiah and that match so
we are sorry I know elobu
so say nyam so dey so be serious nti ebono wa de oye okay ne nkwaji baby ya betina.
Yes, Capo, and the games no ho you be rem. But there are interesting even derbies that we can talk about.
Yeah.
But I think there are certain running stories I would love to talk about.
Okay.
When it comes to stories now, they go on. No. Ashasi no Capo wakasa about Real Madrid supporters in common mood. They say ye President Zidane.
Yeah.
I was a Vinicius improve it.
Sure.
I was a Alonso improve it.
Yeah.
A whole lot of pressure that is upon the club, including a certain story and then I'm about to say Xabi Alonso and me winning the game against Deportivo Alaves.
Betima
losing a juma. Capo and me who 2 interviews be from Zinedine Zidane and Abakosuso from Karim Benzema. For the Zinedine Zidane interview, me nim da no.
Okay.
But the words are still important as it stands, no matter when he did it.
Okay.
Because normally when somebody speaks about certain situations, it's important say meet me digesting separating from the message and the messenger. Sometimes it's important say the messenger also be considered, but in certain instances where there's a subject matter couple
yeah.
Na see a timu mienu na metie Zinedine Zidane nkomo awodi na o say time na no ne coach de Real Madrid no every time Real Madrid be lose game bia yes e be pamo no every time Real Madrid be lose game bia na atraba press ni
se be pamo no
e be pamo
wow
edrume bi kura de omo see amana how many matches 3 4 kobo 170 day olusute pa adebechi obelusu game adebechi so no da so to wa wo ye adwuma no na okọ dressing room a said the community wa bontene said the players in Sudan or Munkomone totally different. And I think that is the nature and the state of the work of being a Real Madrid manager. Capo. They believe it is a club that you need pressure to survive.
Yeah.
A club I was you don't need to be comfortable at Real Madrid to achieve certain results. You have to always be under pressure to deliver. And it been a to Xabi Alonso no. As to show betima handle Wontumi handle no is only the results and how matured he is and eventually.
Okay.
But I think whatever Zinedine Zidane is saying give us a clear idea about what goes on into Real Madrid and the club, especially looking at the way we sit here. Because some way club by 2 abani the president.
Yeah.
And also our stories no any dressing room or baba bi na pia
abontin. There's a press no.
There's a president in Pennyfubu or club ni mo. Whenever they want the club to start getting results, they won't tell you directly. They tell make us same winning in the engine say. And they Abra Real Madrid lose to Manchester City. No, at the time there was a meeting between Xabi Alonso and Florentino Perez in the morning. And I'm very sure in that particular meeting, the message that will go out and here say that was a very good performance. Yetawachi. You don't hear Jumano. And then only reflecting even in the players' comments right after the game. Bellingham say a supporting coach.
Yeah.
Vinicius Junior say we are all in this together.
Yeah.
Put the players in community na Alonso yetawachi. But then Alonso ni we say money in a ball match ni obi miss Alonso job is save no Capo. Yeah, that's sorry within 2 days time. There is a news out there from various Madrid outlets. Says Xabi Alonso we need the Deportivo Alaves game now.
That
is how Real Madrid operate.
There's a woman who you woman share press nana. They won't tell you directly, but the pressure will come from outside.
That is how the nature of some of the Spanish teams even for Atletico Madrid, for other clubs, that is how it works. Sometimes even when they want a player out, media no to push a certain agenda. And that is why I believe say Obi Obeka se pressure ni Xabi Alonso Subiano. I would doubt it. Pressure because baby omodia father omodia ko ban. I don't think losing to a team like Deportivo Alaves will be easy. You remember game no so. But whatever Zinedine Zidane said about being a Real Madrid coach and the things he endured, and no been Alonso so endure. Then Karim Benzema comes in and Karim Benzema didn't come say. The entire Real Madrid is here players here now. It looks like there are so many jobs on the platform for so many players. I will be totally confused as to specific things that also be at me here. Because we Jude Bellingham, he wants to score, he wants to create, he wants to dictate. Control game, Opeso create, Opeso control game, so dictate. At the same time, Opeso Sashi goes.
Then I know catching so a playmaker or stick it to playmaker.
No. Then there is Vinicius Junior.
Yeah.
Who also baby or one? Also person she. Also person create. Also person man. Then there is Kylian Mbappe. Ono na yeso on she goals no. Also person drop number ball so left. Obebo
as Wontumi define rules ni or
so Benzema sticks to it and says that no, football is basic.
Yeah.
And you kasa tintin bebre. Vinicius Junior a left winger, stick to your left winger rules no. Jude Bellingham, so a box to box star, stick to that and ko ebi afa nka wo biem. Kylian Mbappe, who a goal scorer, stick to that. And I think that is what helped Real Madrid some time ago.
Yeah.
In terms of Tama Mubenya, Benzema, Gareth Bale, any Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, I know what can I say Benzema onimnyansa pao. On the first na man for dinner attempts as a onimnyansa.
As onim the oye.
As a debut now on Fama Ronaldo.
On Fama Ronaldo. Big Bano onim role like the man on the wall sticky to that role. Ne dwuma ye the man na say. Yes Ronaldo na goal scorer Real Madrid team. Obi abetimi ahye bi, onye so obi antimi hye bi. But the ultimate goal scorer in the Real Madrid setup is Cristiano Ronaldo.
So let's feed him.
So let's feed him. But when you have an opportunity where baby abetimi ahye, share. But empro unko jina baby anipa no also ye dey. Karim Benzema is a naturally born number 9. Come of Olympic Lyonnais eba. The kind of goals anu ahye Olympic Lyonnais. The quality anu adan edino. He was a fox in the box. Naturally born and kasosa ni body count technically or superior. But he comes to Real Madrid and the only thing he does is anytime Real Madrid is going in for a goal, he needs to drop back. So and I say anytime Cristiano Ronaldo is within the game, they also only movie baby.
Teamwork.
And Karim Benzema should be the perfect example for every single player at Real Madrid when it comes to serving.
Yeah.
In recent times, because watchere say one oba and wabesunya. Number 2, watchere say wabesun. And number 3, watchere say wabe leader.
Okay.
It oba and obesunya. Esuya no besuya ne ye dey. Obeto top players of Real Madrid. One pray no bebre am shem say there be me so che we anase me buru we say so. Na mom otetare omo nchen san na osuya say de omo bobo ne city ye dey. Etie. Actually na ba no na ba be servant.
Yeah.
So no na ba be servant. Meaning he said the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and other guys in the setup, it is all about Karim Benzema supplying them. Then he became the leader. Vinicius Junior mu nyina mo so ma ba wo no Rodrigo mo so mo be dey. Mo be so me. And he did his part so well in the perfect legacy of Real Madrid. Winning the Ballon d'Or, scoring goals, captain Real Madrid to the Champions League glory, being the main man when it came to the discussions around the Champions League and other competitions. This is what we are talking about. This is what we believe, say, Ebeboa, ama Real Madrid etime 2 points for longer periods, especially so mo person munya asumdwe wo team ni mo a. Capo it mean Benzema ya dream every
final rules
no yeah there wo ye don't go menko ti obi na mo nwe
as omo pre obi a person lead different time
and the Carlo Ancelotti me realize Adiba could be about Mbappe and Vinicius edu maybe ono Vinicius Mbappe Rodrigo also there were certain games of women saying United team ko boss left hand side I'm saying you know boss left hand side. And Bazima has really spoken sense into a lot of things. And I perfectly agree with Bibia or Kebia. Capo, and then make or break. Make or break, you know, me shall say for England, nam the rare games in him.
Okay.
The make or break, you know, evolves around Mohamed Salah, any onslaught.
Yeah.
And the game no is not to prove a point whether Mohamed Salah is an important piece of the Liverpool team. Watrasa. Wabroso. And your games be saying that Mohamed Salah the better say.
Oye Salah.
And our Liverpool games ni be obo adwene ntiase so. Na mum and the game ni better say Salah be kwa na obetena. Because bo game we are okwa AFCON.
Yeah.
Mohamed Salah bo game we ya okwa AFCON. Going to lead the Egyptian national team. And slot moment and the games ni twemu a pressure beba na so bi course. O person o try say no o build a certain team also bench Mohamed Salah because a normal positive result. Statistically, you may speak in favor of Ancelotti in recent games our bench Salah and say
yeah.
Because on bench Salah no Oma pick a draw, Oma pick a wins. They are unbeaten in the last few games and Mohamed Salah is not part.
Yeah. And
one particular result so be to me and say be Ancelotti they be hailing itself. Hey, so I'm far away to the Stadio di San Siro Giuseppe Meazza. I could say Inter Milan by 1 goal to Dale. It's all eyes on today's game. It's not only going to be about the results or the performance of these players on the pitch, but the cameras will be on Mohamed Salah and Slot. How are any game will be City Ako. So best start. So on start. I think the big news that is there is a part of the team.
Also a friend of Busian.
It is a book game new year. Or Baba.
And also a friend of Busian.
And I say the make or break and then you'll be
okay. So we are about born in some woman as
and now say your baby be a better or to us.
Well, we are not so much in common. Maybe it's my best.
You're gonna be tell story be away about Salah say office be braba.
Yeah.
Ebiwaha. Meaning say Salah has a lot of options to choose from. Okay. But Scandinavia also person Liverpool January Liverpool be ready so all of these things are very important in these discussions. Capo, I don't think this will Janice is here. I think the heated moment of it right after the AFCON if Egypt are eliminated from the competition.
Yeah. And
final because the AFCON final will be done by 18th January. The transfer window will end or 2nd February. So if there are even legworks, just maybe the agent in Liverpool discussing moves, then Salah comes in and the official things are done. Maybe or the call. So bet now so there. That means the club will need to sit down with Mohamed Salah and discuss with him the playing time. And in the direction of the club. Say no you perceive a tangent A. Na tangent A ni show what sum ya che. Bo no nimbo pa enye nimtia na ebu. Na se bi fa che. Season ni du and season ni wi a ya na obeye dey. Ebe pa pa mu asumdi. But yesere wa kakra ya kai. Yiro ho na ye dey. Ne bobi maye.
Okay.
Ne bi ono so aye dey. Then you carry on with whatever you want to do. But all eyes will be on Mohamed Salah. Now the game we say so no demuni say. Open one player power or good scoring streaks against Brighton and Hove Albion. Mohamed Salah can be Capo. He has double figures in terms of goals and assists when it comes to Liverpool playing against Brighton and Hove Albion.
Okay. In the game.
Where in the game? Where a proper Mohamed Salah game. Wow. To say Salah Manchester United. Yeah. Where a proper Mohamed Salah game. And I think this is one particular thing that we need to have a closer look at. So best start it. So imagine say Salah Bogo say assist do against Brighton. You start the game now Salah Mobi 1-0 2-0 against Liverpool.
Hey.
It's a pressure pa.
That's a lot.
And how Anfield Hono. Nothing clearly shows is that Liverpool are unbeatable. Because this season, no teams are very hard to Liverpool. PSG and Hoven are Liverpool 4-1. Nottingham Forest are Liverpool 3-0. Manchester United are Liverpool 2-1. Capo. Bournemouth Bahobe 2 goals. Liverpool winning 4-2. Wasere Madrid were 1-0. So grounds are totally balanced in terms of Liverpool losing games or winning games. But the last 5 encounters between Brighton and Hove Albion and Liverpool have produced not less than 3 goals. Back open IND in the draw in the last 5 games. You be a game no. Liverpool be at 3-2.
Yeah.
Liverpool 2-1. The air draw no cry and 2-2. Brighton be winning game now. Maybe I could say 3-2.
3-2
That has been a kind of results between Liverpool and Brighton and Hove Albion. Now for Brighton and Hove Albion and Fabian Hessler, he might be paying the same when Timmy the coach of the month award because he believes that he had a superb month in November. Was encouraged in order to be removed to this game. Frustrating enough. I think Osasu Beshi a Liverpool team in terms of confidence. What we need against Inter Milan definitely over Bekosoro. But no so man careful. I will almost share Real Madrid 1-0 the following weekend. The Premier League is totally different from the Champions League.
Yeah.
And the level of intensity as some of these clubs brings it to games, you know, especially when Brighton and Hove Albion almost more midweek or more Champions League or more Europa League and more Conference League.
League, no.
It's key battles and never happen. Ebejina Hawa because who go a kitty Kene Alexander Isak or more try or more in a typical 4-4-2 system against Inter Milan. Going forward, I think that is really going to help Liverpool. Okay. You know, I've always fancied the old-fashioned English Premier League 2 top striker style, and the corner Dwight York.
Yeah.
Maybe Yebenya Carlos Tevez ni Rooney. Yebenya Cristiano Ronaldo and Rooney front 2 with 2 wingers almost spread it.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of these things that has been happening. Sometimes it's the number 10 no more acts as the second strikers. Premier League ni Yebehunu. Duncan Ferguson ni Alan Shearer.
Sure.
Iti sa 2 top no. Ebia free league ni mo aso onu ade bi ba. Kebeboa. Alexander Isak actually say in the Premier League we improving.
Yeah.
Me wa be catch him say Alexander Isak emfa bia no me ne onya adwen because we play abakwa me follow the career from Tamo Bar Sociedad Bar England Bar Newcastle oye okotim bia foforo ma na hyase e hyeda nyefe
a slow starter
ana we so Liverpool anye pre-season
Tiafe no ni
otifie no akonto kwa na me free ho sa anye de akwakofa ne de naba
yeah
but only Hugo Ekitika on Liverpool na fan na technically I believe so intelligent na Capo omumi enu no se fam omo be ha dream brutal because 1 or more height, 2 the technical ability is there, 3 these are 2 players who can hold that play when they decide to go long.
Of course.
Isak is an exceptional finisher. Me okache me say Isak goes in and then oh yeah exceptional person who's an exceptional finisher. She Liverpool no West Ham omo katebo bi man cut back bi say we obobo ne she. One time pa na bone show
to onyane form na na
onyane form no ne Ekitike and look at what Ekitike brings to this Liverpool team. I've been so impressed.
Ekitike no
I've been so impressed. If they are moving off from Salah, meaning say Hugo Ekitike ni Isak ba be the face of the club. That means Liverpool will need to deal with and also come marketing no compare wingers.
Yeah.
And they will have to look at that. But the 2 and 3 no pressure be almost so power because me heard Omar Liverpool do on be here. Because abe Yakubu Mente. Any Mitoma. Sekeke sene bo na so be she papa.
Mahano.
Ama Conor Bradley ni so be ball some few minutes against Inter Milan and he was impressive.
Yeah.
It will be risky. Eddie Joe Gomez and in the absence of Alexander Isak, starting Mohamed Salah. And now about Florian Wirtz. Oh, wings now is almost like about 10. It's interesting to see whatever Ancelotti will do against Brighton and Hove Albion today. But Capo, one thing is rest assured, say in this fixture, it produces a lot of goals.
Well, 4-2-3-1 likely see me over ball. Alexander Becker in the post. Gomez now okay and Joe Gomez ever ball. Kunati and so ball. Van Dijk Bijnem. Milos Kekes Ebijnechi. Na wabo Gravenbeck and Afi Curtis Jones. And so James Soboslai, McAllister, Florian Wirtz and Afi Ekitike. ewe ni munti likely say bench ne de mbia onua
betina one about right wing no listen
Milos Kekes ewo you can say
so no the left back
no left into Joe Gomez
all right
but
ni mo 4 no hu hia me
ni mo 4 no
se kodi gapo aba on the ni nua no na namfo ni bibia no Holland for ne de
kodi nso aba ti almost quite they are very tight
and I think
Soboslai, McAllister, Florent Wirtz, likely Ekitike
Massa
and
there's Gravenberch. Yes. I want to see how Liverpool will set up, especially in the absence of Alexander Isak. But this is a game. One thing is sure, a game will produce goals, baby. So this is a game where you can go naturally for an over 2.5.
Okay.
Anytime goal scorer in this particular game, Danny Welbeck will good form power for Brighton and Hove Albion. The last few games he has been threatening.
Sure.
And I think Saoka said Obi Beshegu Ametima Kodiama Danny Welbeck in this fixture. Because Liverpool keeping a clean sheet, against Brighton and Hove Albion. I highly doubt, because there is a Brighton and Hove Albion who create chances power.
Yakubu Mohadri.
Yakubu more isolated wingers now. They will stress off the pitch. I think the safe thing you can actually deal with this game. Who get Kitiketu can get a go in this game.
Okay.
Into which mark over 2.5 in this particular game. Move it to see any of them. Then another one will be Chelsea against Everton. Enzo Maresca in the perfect November. Into a man of the coach of the year, coach of the month award. Now. So I would not believe it's a case because we are always but I think for Enzo Maresca, not on G award no kind of results as I say bad. Now for Chelsea, they failed to beat Leeds United. They failed to beat Atlanta. There are certain results right after the Barcelona game. They failed to impress, and the pressure above also.
No, we really Barca game.
Pressure above also. The results are not coming in. But the good news is, Chelsea survived without their best player because not form ne.
Okay.
Yintien you. Abra na ko pama ni ho no team ne form by.
Okay.
No omo rely on nipa ba akofo so no mo de nya results. Omo nyina achefai.
True.
Iti ebra team na kwa nwuye hia mu sese no mo hia omo best player no to bail them out. That is why it is a good time to have Cole Palmer coming into this squad.
Wow.
Say na also Cole Palmer ni be belly Chelsea ni out se maba. Mini hono mu so mu.
Say ma ba dey.
Say ma ba na dey mo fama dey ma me. Mo ho kire mo. Na menyi mu pie. Because Chelsea may say Moises Caicedo in this encounter. That means Andre Santos ni Enzo Fernandez mo na be bo mfinfi. O me say obi ti say Caicedo a Capo. No more be another kakra.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you are playing against a team almost about 3 back. Chelsea this season a struggle against teams on about 3 back. Sunderland bought 3 back, Chelsea won't treno.
Okay.
Leeds United bought 3 back, Chelsea won't treno. Atlanta bought 3 back, Chelsea won't treno. Manchester United bought 3 back, Chelsea won't treno. So teams that comes with the 3 back are automatically more defend F5 no Chelsea won't treno. Iti Maresca din kumobiana was said no susu team ne beko 4 back. But me ba no moko 5. Na me susuko moko 4 back. Or me no moko 5. And Everton will come into this game as a low block team. Omo me biem ne Chelsea mebo.
Yeah.
David Moyes team no on me biem ne mo. On me biem ne mo. On be set 5 back. 6 feet 4 boys in Nkwa. Jack O'Brien, James Tarkowski, Michael Keane. 6 feet in Nkwa. Michael Onko no kra na no bo as a left back on 6 feet. Mema Kentin Kapa. Idrissa Gana Guye ni James Gana.
Yeah.
No abo elma India yi. Ene kroma sa kofa akwabi di na ba beto ani mo strike Barry.
Yeah.
No mo
Barry.
And they are on a good streak. Everton is really on a very good streak. And there were certain results on Mukunya am shocking me. 1, 10-man against Manchester United.
Yeah.
Almost 1-0 they survive. Informed Disbuho is still part of this team. And there's Jack Grealish.
Jack Grealish is so whole.
And I'm call Bournemouth. So game na me say be goalless. Afi abo game na do be 80th minute to Panya Everton ahye ne tie din. They are not your flamboyant away side. Omaya dominant in terms of away games. But the recent games against certain opponent has proved say omo one team as omo ba ofia on be hawadwen. It will be here Cole Palmer against low blocks. Because one, he has that level of intelligence to pick passes at the far post. Before Ansan Obenya in the Akon China and as almost Chelsea started season. Capo, Chelsea now more tight targeted back post bar. It's almost banana to last pool.
Yeah.
Not in Tiago Pimo. Such crosses will be very important today against Everton. Because if you know me, this all called far post. This all called far post. This all called far post. This will call far post. Because far post, normally, no matter how tall a player is or aggressive he is, it takes intelligence to track your runners behind you.
Yeah.
One Bisaka said the biggest weakness by all defending far post.
Yeah. And yet defenders.
Now one Bisaka bought but ball cross we now target one Bisaka area more normal. They be a player vision and the chobe pimbo say.
This is
so I think that is where Kopama will love to strike.
Yeah.
Oba bossa oba cross na oba cross opijana komo fechiaba opija last pool ni sa Enzo Fernandez might also be doing those things obona aba but for the midfield battle I think for today ebe ya ata omumienu na be press because Ghana guye no nya bayire me
ombesi pampi
wo mfimfi ombemiem kakra and Kaka said ho aka game we fukra e wo mfimfi I'm talking about the middle of the park careful ma omukra because Kaisedo will give you that physical levels you want Obe Mausa Andy Santos is a good idea but we see another big test for him but I think this is a game Chelsea will not lose this game once again. I think for Enzo Fernandez, Abraham no Atlanta game and then was our game we say. It's no bench festival one festival crown the Bobby no. Because now was our game we say so. Game we game I make double chance Chelsea.
Okay.
Make double chance Chelsea. Open the save so I bet mark over 1.5 because some games are so my boni now Chelsea fee. Chelsea share 2-0, no share 6-0, and 2-1.
Chelsea club they can't share crime
what I say, even if Chelsea is going to lose, the safest bet you can pick is over 1.5.
Okay.
In this particular game between these two. Draw. What do I buy for there? Because it's back over 1.5 and double chance at Chelsea. Maestro no.
Maestro.
Fache TV.
Yes, Big Brother.
Big Brother Maestro. Big Brother la. Maestro la. Now England honum na egusu ekoso. You see, I have seen rivalry games upon rivalry games. And couple. Me no ye fixture bia na me pese me hunu da Barca and Real Madrid bebo.
Yeah.
Me pese me hunu da Man United and Man City, Man United Liverpool.
Sure.
Arsenal City say. Everybody will look towards games rivalry games aside ball nankasa na bebo na the tensions for beba. Obi attention wo ho.
Yeah.
In Italy, o set mama Inter Milan, AC Milan awakumi kura. And Inter Milan Juventus. Many wo ho. Weekend we mark Shefe no Dias.
Okay.
Big one.
Ejana be so ho.
Oma hwini e kura na game ni abandon because obi be so jam a referee no go park no so. Because almost bare 2 seasons ni omo timi softless and say this delay game by 30 minutes. But you see, the biggest one this weekend is happening in England. It is not Man City Liverpool. It is not Man United Liverpool. It is not Arsenal Manchester City. It's not Chelsea Arsenal. Neither is it Tottenham Hotspur Arsenal, but a Newcastle United Sunderland.
So much no.
Capo. You see, the entire game we tell you won't panic. Say certain rivalries are built on certain things. One am we invented.
Okay.
For example, the Boca Juniors River Plate rivalry. Draw based on the fact that it's between the poor and the rich.
Yeah.
Escafona ne ya for man invent on what the akase there be. Mubi say here for we soon be say Oscar. I will say Tiamo obi ane there. Then you look at AC Milan and Inter Milan, a geographical location.
Yeah.
Omumienu nyina with the same city, different identities. Yete bakuma amanfrafo, yete bakuma kruma.
Okay.
You look at the North London derby, Arsenal and Chelsea, based on competitive records. Derby d'Italia, Juventus, Inter Milan, based on competitive nature. Oman invented. Then there is Napoli versus Juventus, the North versus the South. And you see an invented stuff. But when say more rivalry, no, they don't invent it, you inherit it. That is the difference.
Is the order that
Yahoo too. When mu de ne nya de a I say emre bi na akere ba ya wo am ade no wabetom wo ya hu hwenye you don't choose where you stand in between this particular derby. That is why it's called the time and where derby. Okay. The reason why it's called the time and where derby near say me the video be send this Shadrack bo video na be hunu.
Okay.
You will show me a war also mu nyina were the northeast of England.
Okay.
Sunderland were northeast. Yeah. Newcastle were northeast. 19 kilometers apart.
Okay.
Now 19 kilometers apart no obia wa river be a man dem usronko.
Okay.
Make us another video no obia wa river be a man dem usronko. Video ni na etwagu no. So you look at where Newcastle were, you show na etwa wo sia so ni na nenam ho no. Ebekwa so Newcastle so ni na friend River Tyne.
Oh, okay.
And as Sunderland is soon, you're the river where? Okay. It's in a kind of the time and where derby.
In Sony Mienu.
In Sony Mienu. Now, quite fast to Sony Mienu Dino. Because during the ancient times, they believe that on say Sunderland in Sony Mienu. Oh, come on. I'm a try a Srubia Basi. I'm a trust Srubia back. Video and Diabu Obiani news you. They said this is any the way I'm one D. Wow. I'm a trust Rona Basi. So hurt it.
Yeah.
So on the way, Sunderland is soon. I Kev. And I want Newcastle. The end soon done in champion. It is River Tyne and a river where the River Tyne meaning say mine, a media, a means you. And I believe it's a free flowing water. Wow. Then okwa the entire move we say no so river where near say a winding water. On say over Sunderland video now. It's shona ye see. So I believe it's through difficulties in no, they found a way to survive as a town. Now the amount we mu the bro born and kasa so America say you inherit it near say back in 1600 there was a fight between the monarchy and the government. Okay. Because the monarchy and the government are all said those times now King Charles the First.
Yeah.
And I called the other hand side and there was the parliamentarian was called Cromley. On the other side. So Cromley was with Sunderland, then King Charles. Nipa no ye Duke Newcastle was with King Charles. Okay. Now the TNA Adiana Newcastle for ni na ye ne so mujo mutum so mo support royalty.
Okay.
Ye pa ahini esem. Ahini ne beboaye. Ye fa ahini esem monarchy na nante. Itu omo ho no omo so many fort. Ye cast fort on sa wo hwe movie a. Ana castles ni bi ne yi bi omo sisi. There are so many of those stuff there. Ana ho adwuma pa no mo ye pa ye coal.
Okay.
And there were various industries so because of coal mine and then on the other part of the northeast, which is Sunderland, no, omo baby omo jina pa ne said there be ye mpa hini se me mpa monarchy. Yeah, pese obi bebu mine no.
Politics no kofo no.
Obi bebu mine amanyosem no obi bebu mine dey am because I never because there's a huge difference between yen and emo. As a mo one industrialization ni o ma bi nti that is kakra ne o hene ne o ma bi ye control kakra. Yeah, ha ni dey ye ben port ni e ben na say e ben nsuo na e da ye chi no. Ye dey ni man say e be che fish, ye be ni o ma ba any all of these things. It na akoye a civil war between the omo pe monarchy no actually di any omo pe government na actually di.
Okay.
It omo me enu ntokwa na start from 1600. Intokwa gidi. Now the amount of Kwana said during those times there was a Scottish Presbyterian group, which are near from the Scottish Covenants.
Okay.
So Scottish Covenants and I did no more near say Omasanya Pam say England for a person almost show more day almost so many show because normally the typical English people are Anglicans.
Yeah.
It require almost fast you or bishop. Omo man sana no person impose upon the Scottish Presbyterians. It is Scottish Covenant for us time say omo de monarchy King Charles ne de ewo ne nkwa.
Okay.
Now because say na insuo ne port ne nneoma kakra was Sunderland side no e ho no be see a lot of garrison. It e be 2 against 1. Meaning Scottish one de omo ho abejoin Sunderland for no. Ana omo no e kutia Newcastle for. Tintokwa gidi. By 1644 Newcastle had already been defeated by the Scottish Covenants and the Sunderland for no.
Wow.
Wow. Because of 14 intokwa ni gina mu che. Ye to canon na bom pan na ba to pan mu, but with time things needed to open it up. It ye hono ya wo tumu a Capo, you've inherited something because almost say Sunderland for no so ye twa to dom for. Yeah. Na yesu ye o man ba pofo a ye team. So when these two people meet, it is more than football. na game where team ama coach resign fi na adwuma Ruth Gullit in 1999 Okobo game no Alan Shearer and Duncan Ferguson also on start omo ye ball game no mo na share first goal we game na we 2-1 ye we match na Ruth Gullit try na let us on team coach bi we pressure be ba so because some be ball pa I remember England Ekobo Euro qualifies in 2004 adi we woman so clear say no money Turkey Intokwasi before the game. And England take for na kunyo. Sunderland and Newcastle supporters na koko. Abraham Kakro ne bobo na wo so mu nyina United be.
Imagine tokwa no.
Ai, omu mienu ku. And these derbies, you know, are my quality. Paulo Di Canio was perfect picture. Bio, Shadow Bina. Emma Sunderland survived relegation. I think they won that game by 3-0 or 2-0. Go on the best of slide the coil. It was it's a famous picture. No banning same say Paulo Di Canio. Oboshim I won't say be Piaba. Wow. Sunderland survived against Newcastle. No survived as Adian. The biggest scoreline that has appeared between the two of them is 9-1. 1908. Ayukwaje the league title Newcastle. Omujiri no munim so mo kwese Sunderland. Sunderland chomu hu omu 9-1. It took you so many years to retaliate. 2010 on Babu Monty and Shomo 9 be 5-1. Now the end the heaviest. And the amount this fiction in Demusunkuni said they have the quality to match the intensity. Also our rivalry games be on quality in the to match the story behind the game. Yeah. The reason why the El Clasico and Boca Juniors game they be able to say they have the quality to match the stories that are attached to their rivalry. Yeah. But me pemrepa Sunderland in Newcastle in the last 10 years. Since 2017, Kwampo Munushi last time will be a Shibuko yana. When the game one, me who is a quality in the match the story. Because be Barrett, Granit Xhaka, Sadiki, there's Jolinton, there's Bruno Guimaraes. Yeah. There's quality. Nodi Mukwele. Anthony Gordon. Just say Ubenya quality Vortimade. Never position of these two teams on the league log. Any the current results of Mumi and Capo. This weekend we are umpire bedra. Yeah, fair action. Brutal because card is remember. Yeah. Go penny right. Bragging right. Card remember brutal. You be 20. Card remember brutal. So I think this is a game as a Ukuma for cards. For cards. Okay. For cards. But you enjoy this derby. You will love the atmosphere. You will enjoy every single bit of it. I'm telling you, the side story, the tifus, and your mom would remember. You will enjoy every single bit of this particular derby. Wow, fantastic! It is for cats. For cats. But I think for Manchester City against Crystal Palace, you're careful because Crystal Palace almost has a Jean Philippe Mateta be feta. The winding. Yeah. The winding kakra. City so akobo Champions League but we have Crystal Palace right after every single European game no more results enkoyi. E can be na United caught by 2-1. Normally in their second half they look like they are tired. But I think Man City also played an exhaustive game against Real Madrid. Yeah. Especially in the last 15 minutes of the game. Madrid bomb more pressure. But I'm happy for Kolo Toure. At least I got press conference. Yeah, Toure will be a proud brother. Oh yeah, bien brutal. And I think I'm so happy for him to see an African brother at that stage. But I think for City Crystal Palace, it's a game Meko for City double chance in that particular encounter. I think Crystal Palace will move for Europe bar. That is my challenge. Or move for Europe bar. Performance, and I don't also trust City to get a straight win. So I think these are two teams that they will struggle and find their ways outside. This will be a lose. It's a double chance Manchester City. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, okay. And then Haaland are quiet kakra. Apart from penalty no Kushitia Real Madrid. If you fold in Aje or Konafa, so I think this weekend you will have to step up. It's many time goes Krameti Makofel and Haaland say he doesn't keep long on check. On our quadrat on Chebebre how on Chebe Obaso hat trick. Oh yes, I think Wolves there men can Chebebre as nebo fee kaya we dia commitment dream hun tutu but as nebo fee or the Nogard Mobokro Beshi Wolves. So the Nogard nebo center back Obo Club Brugge Ombeshe Wolves. I think this is a game Arsenal to win in over 1.5. Anytime goes score, I make for Bukayo Saka.
Okay.
Yes,
Mebaho.
Other games can be a person.
Now, we two for now on Sunderland story. We'll say University of Sunderland, or say the university sent an email warning us to stay home due to tension surrounding the match, because the tension is too much. Was say must send email say be answer them.
Oh God, I've been actually Sunderland. My mentor Krama say it's not easy. And no one ponko. I send no one ponko. A ponko. Also mono matches be say you see all of those things.
Hey, and Ghana farm woman she said them say them okay. Or 2 for an hour she said
blow back to you now. When Anna about the time in the season, Capo would take baby a woman to die. Now her signing is a woman lose why, yeah. I
know a day.
Oh, now maybe I bet 3 seasons ago near the Becas with the normal back up where they say Sunderland Tosso 9th or 23 points. Newcastle Tosso 12 or 22, 1 point separating the two.
Yeah. And yes, and I could just say. Capo, if you want to understand what Akomia said about the Newcastle rivalry, go and download Age of Empires 2 game. You understand it very well.
Yeah.
Say, and also Adebakwa. I say, Moshena. Obi a uti bi anso betimi akwa download and you watch it.
You enjoy what's that? Ana football no. Maestro, ana me pese e you enjoy the reason why certain things come about in certain games. And I think this is the Premier League has longed for something like this.
Sure.
And then in Tokwaso na mepe, but the level of tension at the bar. And then you maybe at the bar, you long for it. I think for Real Madrid against Deportivo Alaves, we can we Kunumube Dinkakra. Then Momijitum say Real Madrid will find a way to win. Especially Kylian Mbappe and more the game against Manchester City. He'll be back in the fold. Omunte Benzema futuno. But penny safer. You come here, Real Madrid Arsenal number 1.60, 1.7. Kakra, double chance.
Double chance, oh.
And I must who be before Frana. Must who be before Frana. We also Real Madrid the BB weekend, but for Barcelona against Osasuna, I think the biggest problem for Barcelona is how they concede. Against teams too. They are prone to conceding. They are prone to conceding. But I think Barcelona will win this game.
Okay.
Barca to win in over 2.5.
Okay.
Ubetim so in both teams to score in over 2.5 because Osasuna beat Menya go there Barcelona.
Wow.
Go Barca chilo honey the way recently omo concede goals no.
And the Barca born in front.
Oh, Barca will win. Barca will win. When their Barca will win. But keeping the clean sheet is where the problem comes in. But I think Atletico Madrid will also beat Valencia at home.
Okay.
Valencia will fear. Now, I think for the Serie A, Romani Como, you bet this uncle money later. But I think because only a Monday. But Inter will be traveling to Genoa. Inter will travel to Genoa. Inter, I think Christian Kivu Olusu game where pressure be because Simone Inzaghi team when you team was all about bre.
For sure, yeah.
Why plan on my tone a free team and say Simone Inzaghi koya tonke se be free. Lautaro ho, Marcus Thuram ho, Barella ho, Bastoni ho. Boys in Masako Febi Kras Adia. There be BP Marota. So when your results we are shocking me saying Chibi be in a free.
Okay.
Meko Inter Milan double chance.
Okay.
Bologna game no Bologna over 0.5 against Juventus and a double chance Bologna.
Okay.
Spalletti will struggle to go and beat Vincenzo Italiano far away against Bologna. I think there are some big odds in there for the Bologna Juventus game. But maybe a bear 1.5 odds to be clear from there. Double chance Bologna or Bologna over 0.5 against Juventus. Okay. Then Napoli traveling to Udine. Remember Udine handicap 3 goals. I don't think Napoli will beat Udine by even 3-0.
Okay.
Udine for also hard in power of ye. They will stress Napoli. Napoli so midfield near depleted CC. That is where their problem is. There is no Lobotka. There is no Billy Gilmore. There is no Anguissa. It's no money abra January or more peck up in menu than Abano. Amufi fini very loosed. there's no Kevin De Bruyne. It acquire 1,000. Scott McTominay more just almost the review on one on Mape goes there. And I think David Neres is also in a good form for Napoli as it stands. But for them, I think this is going to be a 3 handicap. Milan will beat Sassuolo at home.
Okay.
Capo. Timidity.
Super 8 no abusia muntwabi na no ana odiaba no say Prince also say Super 8 here Super 8 na komia ya ma no Muhammad Ali say please no calls today o me boss wa no cross at that team
boy see the pesca o
Brunya kuku. Okay, Angela Bill say we love you fancy, this is Lakeside Boys Bosom Tree Boys Encham Lakeside Boys say bibia boko hodie nana kwezi say Newcastle then mo be win this game no Sunderland dia na me pe mu asempa Sunderland because no mo enye izo satam na Jose Mourinho Chelsea no was no na Sunderland mo so pie pa na enye izo
bakono no asamoja
onye izo okay obata ba dem Maestro our Fache TV or Maestro say bibia boko de
Capo yankopo na dom
Maestro
Yes.
Capo de Maestro no.
Capo de Supremo.
Mo kwaje we mu we no fache for no. Za bu he de.
Oh ya go for was watch out.
Okay, ejo mu super.
Was watch out.
Ya baba mu we no so bad ka ni nkomo kakra bi wo we na obata amra na ini nkomo.
Ini nkomo na mamenchia won so. Na mbo abaso ba I mean obo ejuma. Na etifo na hefo nyina hu se mete ana se what is Messi and Maradona TV and then I'm also because Obi Bios I was a be come for no and we are so no gratitude is a must.
Of course, yes.
Sako na the buy no.
Oh yeah.
Na no thing and na bo am nyina no.
Oh, I said na me dey
gratitude is show.
Good.
Na couple. Still na Messi tie no. Bese me din komo kakarifa Unai Emery ho. And upon me din komo. Capo, when you talk about some of the legendary coaches ometimi abomo modern 70 omudin e wo wiase football. You talk about Arrigo Sacchi. Untimi Arrigo Sacchi din enyi the likes of 1980s 1990s when AC Milan omoyo moniema in European football untimi ni din femfrim. Untimi ka Italian football in Fabio Capello film because of what they've been able to do. Jose Mourinho a free port to watch the UEFA Champions League by Chelsea no. Those times in that 50 years acco for Chelsea and no win the EPL. But Mourinho didn't dare to come and then make that history for Chelsea. Casadefa Carlo Ancelotti with AC Milan. 2000s neighbor no. Untimi nka AC Milan modern ball mabo in Carlo Ancelotti film. To munyina kan bi. Now Unai Emery has become a stable coach that people are not paying attention to him. And this is where I think say the man is quite underrated. Capo. Checking Yama in football. Washa so o coachino. There was a particular club the Spanish La Liga name. Omufrimu in the early times in 1978 go back to Division 1, Division 2 to Division 3.
Okay.
It was no Washa say in his movement, in his coaching career no. Na also cover that particular team. That time no, Nipa no president Edema club no was called Luis Xavi.
Okay.
Now Papo you call Locomotiva Deportivo. Now when he went to the club, na club no Division 3, he needed to promote them from Division 3 to Division 2, even to Division 1. For promote to mobile no, and a club no penny for no problem, and no resigning from the club no koi. And see, my club no sa ko mechi because of what he wasn't able to do. By qualifying them into the Spanish La Liga during those times, when Timmy had that particular history, in the free club, the Mokoe. No one can say therefore when he came to Villarreal. When Villarreal modern born or the Mona, of course, they were that middle club football club. And no money born or more but when he came, there was all the qualify top spots in the Champions League. Diomu go into the Europa, Europa, and making sure that even or the Omobo in the UEFA Champions League semi-final don't be reached that particular period no. O check sa route no Diomu call semi-finals in the UEFA Champions League or knock out the likes of Bayern Munich. With Gianni Dino. Check Valencia or promote Valencia from Division 2 from Division 1 into main Spanish La Liga, making sure so South of Valencia besan so abo UEFA Champions League. As also the mo Europa are going to the final. Now oba Aston Villa no obo no homodin. But yonko PSG oko PSG no koye. Before Carlo Ancelotti ko PSG no. Na nyema nkoyin from PSG nso ko win Liga at the moment. Yeah. Odiomo ko Champions League here nyema na de ma PSG Football Club. But so check Unai Emery or no ko hono no. Not the first season or the quadruple at the PSG or the Liga or the Trophée de Champion or the Coupe de France, but then idea ne was saying what did the moment cementing the history at the PSG was UEFA Champions League and no by the demand went to Mianje. So really Luis Enrique the last season it taking 2 seasons to do that particular history, but with Unai Emery it took him just a single season for him to do that. Christopher Gattier Ebre but when Timmy that history no akasa de afa kwan of faso share Jurgen Klopp in the finals of the Europa League, so okay with Sevilla with Sevilla 3 times in Europa League finals in OGA 2014 2015 2016 ultimately the man Sevilla inti Arsenal Capo baby will be a comfortable biano ultimately deliver so we say ultimate sports, your politics, SIA prophecy, deliver, we are comfortable in your zone. Unai Emery is comfortable in Europa League. Sounds you're comfortable in most of the leagues ultimate performing. With Aston Villa, when he came, Aston Villa wasn't that same club anymore. Aston Villa no more actually. He needed to pick the club or the Champions League. It drew into the quarter-final stage of the competition. The first season, Odomo into the semi-finals of the Conference League. Conference League now is Papa Unai Emery needed to take Aston Villa into that particular level. Last season, Odomo quarter-finals. This season, he is still doing wonders. Now, check it. Arsenal, only Arsenal encounter. If it's free Arsenal, what's the Arsenal? No, Ankuye was as Arsenal Wenger. It's Ankuye Famano. Sa Enibreno. And we share Arsenal be on the show for the last 2 seasons. Ope club was stopping Arsenal 90 minutes EPL na it has been Aston Villa. Last season was stopping no. Ehona Mikel Arteta shall say lose a lot of matches. None wonder we've seen Arsenal Mikel Arteta go close to about 10 consistent performance and Wontumi in Lucy. But Obishia Papa Unai Emery no, he needed to stop him. Now who check it Sam Pempenso now check it the last consecutive number of games about 8 solid games Wabuni, both in the EPL in the Europe, he's yet to lose. We check you in the EPL top sports now, but also third. Check Manchester City, the point gap between Manchester City and Aston Villa. Now check Aston Villa point number of gap between any Arsenal Football Club. So within the next fixtures, 5 consistent performance the man on one, he can easily come on top of the EPL.
Europa League is
what I third. But he can't ask him.
Ambo, as a more human man, we say, oh, yeah, when it comes to and Rana, Minchawan said Darren Bento say, Obiana Nekase or a better chain at Teta Bibi. But Oma man is our time no. Of course, Oma man is our time no. Sape Panel was in Commoduma Unai Emery. Arsenal, but me clattered about Arsenal no. They give that moment, you man that push, say Edu Gaspanen and say project timeline here saying Kofa Thomas Partimubra, Kofa players, your man is can, but Unai Emery didn't have that chance to prove himself. And I think say in every Arsenal, I say I was say Udrum Pempen so be answer na we say home. Ubitima it will be it will be but it will be just a moment. Now the BB also. That's what a Unai Emery epe. The Champions League. If Unai Emery is able to even go to the finals of the Champions League just once, and also Ojibia, you bet my country Unai Emery at the level of elite coaches. I mean, can't only elite coach or elite coach. But Wontumi for Unai Emery status no compare Jose Mourinho. There be Wontumi for Unai Emery status no compare Thomas Tuchel, because Thomas Tuchel be catch us say wako finals with the Champions League 2 times or the PSG ako 2021 was also the Chelsea ako akwakoje against Manchester City. But Unai Emery story is different when it comes to the penultimate competition. Even
before UEFA Champions League. Comfortable.
Yeah.
That is the Europa League.
Oh dear, master.
And I think say, Capo, he's so underrated.
Yeah,
he is so underrated.
Wow.
And there was a man for the call. He needs to be season way. Say Arsenal here, teams on the panel. Liverpool they say baby on the Namnenkoye.
Yeah.
Chelsea consistent and have been inconsistent performance. Liverpool beat Maha Arsenal this in one of the tough games, and I said tough run of for the club's money. Aston Villa, and then Manchester City. And I believe there was a Unai Emery I was here Bonaba. So he has done everything possible to become one of these elite coaches. By Champions League, but not just a good coach, he is a top coach that he needs to be applauded with the kind of job, sir. Why Ede Ama Omo. But couple, Arsenal for we collect an impenivoid in Komokakra. And they want to give that maximum push for Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Gyökeres eba Arsenal. The last 2-3 seasons of Bodema Sporting Lisbon, check the number of games of boy, not check the stats of the Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
It got to a point in time now per top strikers in Europe. Now Fubian compare Victor Gyökeres. But then it has gotten to a point so all about Arsenal. Now we needed to choose between or no and then Benjamin Sesko.
Yeah.
Sesko no number of things that he has done with the Bundesliga and Intino. It has been just a season wonder.
Yeah.
But for Victor Gyökeres, he has had a proven track record when it comes to the Portuguese league flight and also the Champions League. It was what is it called? Pudu de Kwafani by Arsenal. Or by no, Menkasa wasa on sign. Ubiaba in a different environment. Adeba could be Timabuane Pan say environment no. The things in our environment would it be conducive for the player now? Victor Gyökeres or my number of goals or my number of assists, but the environment has become a problem in terms of say admitting for him to be conducive within the Arsenal environment. On side now Omukodi in common Arsenal born Mikel Arteta say almost supporting Victor Gyökeres for him because we are the first start of the season.
Yeah.
So this season where we are, they should give him that maximum chance for the next season. Omunkofa top striker Biamba.
Okay.
But Bibi Omeshekopano will be the outlet. The white areas of Arsenal. And in common say Rodrigo de Gues. Any Rafael Leao in common eminent.
Oh, okay.
Rodrigo de any day. Nankono prefer Sanka on the papa and say Pep Guardiola bit my juma.
Okay.
But in common could do say so we check the project timeline of Arsenal. I'm presenting to Rodrigo de Gues. Our DNA ya convince Akodano in coming to Arsenal Football Club.
Okay.
On January. But the mood in common at all. In the summer of next season, and I Rodrigo de Gues beating Miamba. Rafael Leao Nkomono has been linked to FC Barcelona and even Real Madrid and even Manchester United.
Okay.
But Leao also believes say, Sa left wing side in Tenten or Hono, Nipo Betima company Gabriel Martinelli, any Leandro Trossard. Sa Ohonomono, he can easily play and play it very well for Mikel Arteta. The San Nkomono are very eminent. Okay. But for Victor Gyökeres, they are pushing him. Omo man that solid security and say oh dear just like Gabriel Jesus name ho no omakofa sorry Edin Ketiamo ho makofa Gabriel Jesus maba Gabriel Jesus mo ho makofa became ba onye a stable force number 9 but eneno because Gabriel Jesus mo perform no or no air compete with Victor Gyökeres. But in 10-100 Bukayo Saka last season he wasn't consistent because of injuries. What the Rodrigo de Gues bar Obama less number of injuries Obeko in a season, and then he can give you consistent performance in the right wing forward of Arsenal. In the left wing, Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli almost performance are inconsistent. But for Rafael Leao performance with AC Milan consistently, he has been giving them the numbers and giving them the necessary results for AC Milan. AC Milan currently, Christian Pulisic, Lukita, Modric, and the Papa and Rafael Leao, they are doing very well for them. And I believe say Mikel Arteta to me pick Rafael Leao. Not Rodrigo de Gues also become who anymore.
Arsenal team machine and over Maestro no Maestro Our Fache TV na watinika. That's any television say Maestro, the big brother, and what short day. Nana, say, why is Super 8 Capo? Super 8 in the I can't want to move. Ibrahim, and what say, Aston Villa needs to build a statue for Unai Emery, and Okrepa is will build a statue, mano. I want to know. That's it, Mamimra. Na oba time re na okay na say open baby akwa na say open tem say pressure was so open so ko baby o he na o ko baby ana
say next Saturday definitely say
ti oba ko akoto nyom
yeah say kwa matade kwa meto ya na me kwa no because we say I still on how I still about Saturday
na no we mo wa say
one I still and the camera to I still so I still anim o hini ba mehwe ohini ba mehwe don't look by you na still here ni say
you say you na wa chire
ya I no so tie chire ya
e mo wa say
e kwan I still fa so ye no
bo be ra de kasa so eti
ni patie an kasa eti ni kasa wa chen no ani mu
ye de mbe okay
today is a funeral of a legend. So you need to do things like a legend, a legend.
When you are J,
and then me ko to kakra wedding na me beko.
Mate.
You go. Na enno me kan se bi kire wo se. Na me boa ene un se program e wa Accra Sports Stadium.
Yeah.
Me ka to say the National Sports Authority for mpani fire ade. O ma de pitch covers number. Ama me video ekre Ghana for nyambo mu here. Capo, biro kasa ye free container nimu no. I de seso na ya ye ne kama se na ba ya grass ne nsai. That's what we need to do.
Say ye ko nimu.
He say ye ko kakra enti enie. Ya de aseso awi o. On say ye de seso wi no. Uni say on baby o. Shara ko chi kakra ma me. Se shara ko chi afi high time e de seso.
Ta afi no mo build e wo
yes, yeah, build the banini. Enti ye wi ube uni say ye wie ayede ade black aside akata so
okay nti no the program
ye betima ye e wo pitch ne so anu nti na omusi bo platform no pitch ne so no se na be betima bo platform no pitch ne so na
show bi
so ye bi as say there Accra Sports Stadium there
Shata
medical on Stone Boy Beam the Beam concert on Saturday Beam concert Beam concert in the I need to be part because I'm a Beam nation you know so we need to go and support it we na na beboa na bibia so talk when Accra Sports Stadium there say say I crab share say on mpani for ebe to o nsa na atso Kumasi so any other venues no so say na be betima use their show because say sports the location ne boa den pa
MZBA mo be omu de be free Kumasi Accra ba show Kumasi as well for now the MZ omu ntimi ntoba ba ko ye be use the kakra
it is the opposite out about a pitch conversion and medical program our Accra Sports Stadium tisanti yakata so ya bibia medical program ne ntisanete zemra mu ntantam so asa o Ghana Premier League ne ni nkomo kakra na enra game ba ko etodwa enso etu suedro sports stadium na enra ekokoye su enso etiwe football club your fan Heart of Lions wa bra Diana Stars Oja Boys enso travel ye ekoko PM enso etimi ewo Pandora omutimi wini 1-0 ma bibia so etimi ko kamana enum no yenhwe incidents kakra esisi ye enso etimi ewo Nessa Stadium Obama me Collins Bishop Atapoku wono NSCO jam fansa no akobo Ghana for nsi mi so jam se kwan no faso aya no ye ne niam no omunti ase eti awu se yes
anije ho asa no
anije ho asa nko Obaba Bayara Sports Stadium nema ojam be ye no yehu ye ojam ko bibia ni yehu ye ese ojam no kwa ofaso okọ ne matches no buma yehu okwa kwa ofaso ko no yehu se do si ko ani se do si ba
go no wani je no go
celebrate win no wani je na ojam gina wa chese odi asa bulpa panyini eze great show sia o senior
boy
omuni Heart of Lions e wo mo home
say wo ko share Heart of Lions
nye easy
hono yen ko sa
hono de one day yanko basa ha tu ko na kokko sha na se wa yade ti o jam ginani si o na chese go no bae no wono ginani na Shadrack ebema me abranche fan Patrick Mensah wono enenya go no enso team club ha ye fan Diana Stars team na enra akodan go no enso efe pa wono enya go no enso team Diana Stars team after say o shasa go no so di comment go ni nie Diana Stars go against a club feno Heart of Lions and abranche no wono ade atum kama beautiful control, nice turning, straight shot, and a ball at Tottenham. The chance say a branch and D, actually Patrick Mensah, at the ball at Tottenham, Bias, Etimi Kama, and players now out for Mana and what Dame Bruta, and some Etimi, I am. Sweden was posted the more. Bibians etuko kama dema Diana Stars team no. Number Shoba Aristika after the game. Shoba Aristika and so a coach Adama Klaba. Your fan of Diana Stars. One so din komo kakra. Echeche and some say and sweat me after say. One more and sweat me winning a game no against club and D and so a day a Heart of Lions. A Diana coach. Yes, on also it me kasa. Yenti sama.
The team grinded the 3 months against what really did the magic for you, and how would you assess your team performance?
You see, he's coming after one game draw from home, and the team played very well. I working this 3 day what I have only tactic from this game about if you don't understand Heart of Lions what football play different from another team in Ghana. He have another philosophy inside the pitch, and the player, congratulations about his respect our plan tactic, all the player, and only from this is possible stop the Heart of Lions, and they have chance from give the score. Again, for me personally, this is the game, and these 3 points is from the player. About the player, listen to our plan and respect 100% approach and this plan, and it's win the game. It's congratulations from the team is working together, not working individual, and this is in the football. You working together, respect the plan tactics, go together inside in the pitch confidence.
For now, Shadrack Obama me opinion your friend Steven Anochibadu Enra. Steven Anochibadu enenya man of the match or gamer. Nessa no etimi to down Anochibadu esom edin komo kakra fa aya nessa nei man of the match MVP na onu so etimi nya no yentie sama Steven Anochibadu edituja.
Adia enetime eboa na etimi nya MVP wa game no. Msanya mama we kama MVP we kama menyama kuma kutere ableni na nkunia na pesa miku ebo team no sa ableni na meeting nya kola ana mesumi di meeting matre ko nkronkron ya mana mai so ma wonso we pra na so still wetimi bombori abo game no ama nkunu di apa dia na ba sa mse taking been a buyer mekoya e my plan buy and I when me first time I made plan it me ba at any time and yes me plus name mse me ko abontiama e bia situation bi bad game e bia na de over be she me chin na bia wontuma nya bi na say de me yem enti abreni na e motivation say me motivate me won say if say club bi bakora metima yem ko den ya de etima bo team na ma points na etima ye dia ena ma hu say na me da so gina na o be
and I'm so to that to Jadon SMP am I tie for na ya to so no my fa a branch fan Patrick Mensah when the nya go no after the game Patrick Mensah and so timi din komo ade che kwan o fa so ne so no so timi nya go no and so timi yentie sama Patrick Mensah after the game and koma when so timi edija Wontumi Sports
say why aduma ma yetimi a win game no em say game ni e banana edin pa because Thierry Heart of Lions are almost a good side, and at the same time league log no yeshen so almost more top. It's not any easy game, but two coach attached our tray and they are from right no third no so and etimiali dia me edin kunim.
I know I swear to Patrick Mensah and the Sun Sam swear to that tuja. Shadrack Abamam and the game and swear to Toja. No Saturday special. Heart of Folk at Nafie and so Etimo University of Ghana, Legon. No attorney San swear to the Fair Nations of 4 p.m. and a side game and Etimo Toja coach. Masoud Didi Dramani say Onodia or believe on the boys and any fans in him say said Yoko Biano Bibian so ebetimi akokama coach Didi and so Ekasawa bra. Next one in central for Kasa ahead of any gamer almost
believe in the team. I always have full belief in what we are put across in terms of our direction, in terms of our culture and everything that we do around the club. And so I want the fans to continue to believe in what we are doing. You know, it's a marathon league, and then we need to believe in what we are doing in terms of our identity, in terms of the philosophy, and in terms of our style of play. Once we are all aligned in this direction, you know, even in terms of difficulties, everybody will rally behind and everybody will believe in what we are doing. We absolutely believe in them, and we believe in what we are doing, that in the next couple of moments, you know, things will change.
Kakra opanya fan Didi Dramani wono ensori tu jare no achi Didi esese oya happy say ne mrantie no asem bia ne niam bia o cheche mu bia nsese ase omutie na ball no enese bia goals ne win nko ahụ ehun say e wo ball no bi wo say o kira kwada no kon be fa so bebo ball no ne mpo just wo de ball no so de akwakoto atenem and some pokra na bia supporters ma hwe win but sese idea ono so settings easy and so etime de ma on any place na niam ekoyi edema mo
our tactical approach, you know, first of all, it is more better of players making the right decisions rather than tactics, in respect of how you want your team to play tactically. If your team lacks the ability to make right decisions in key moments of the game, it still comes to nothing. And so we are more focusing on making right decisions in very key moments of the game. And I believe that we should be able to tame them in terms of their abilities, and then we should be able to enforce our play onto them.
Wo bo ede nation FC and other sansami and also ekokotu giant toso e wo Kumasi Asante Kotoko Bobo Kolmi na yedi komo Accra Krobia Asante Kotoko say coach and D answer the Abdulkarim Zito players are returning na yakọ training ground say usa Bronte fan Amchi ekoko ware last week na so no honeymoon Capo ubetima esa dia na say bi okọ ware na wa ware awie wasi adwuma nti o do adwuma nti u ban tentem na uno yiribenya animun kakra bia na mo ba mo kakra kranya dia de no
animun bia o ma enjoy dada
sao zebu wa na dada no medical bruma
mire men kasa o ba
se ko na o kasa se me se
go na na take dada na o matina kakra dem yo nje de hu animun bia ya animun em ze bia ke de ma wo mu a fresh bia hu da wa bie so no
se
Maybe I am mono
near Kadiye. As a smoker, who did detect
mono,
no, you come on,
BNC,
Monai,
aha, BNC, and on as an Indian honeymoon here come. Emodio, my weird Diana,
but Jacob Cocos, Jacob Cocos Sumiano, the Drubabino, none of Cordon here, or friend here, say.
And yourself,
family, mammy, Namen Koda, send you, Namin do. Our Babumo, Genesis 29 verse 21. Genesis 29 21.
Some no of Laban. I know no catching say on fire a man and I
say now you can catch a Laban say family mammy Namin do Naminena.
No catching says a penny warrior
I know you're 24 no and you're 24 no not you know 2022 no. We are not catch a honor. Labour free Cromani na top no. Said you do it on better.
Okay.
It's the idea. Your friends say entry there. One said down that's it's the entry bar training no. Emma yes sporty players I know me play private bria. Almost some etima return my branch name Amunya return no. And coach Abdulkarim Zito. You be saying say who new faces, your own players are. We free injury baba I'm a bias at talk on some players no I one aba na oba no buana coach Abdulkarim Zito edu come away at the train.
Gradually recovering. They are recovering. So I think it's a plus to the technical team, and it's a plus to the medical team. They are doing their best, and then bringing them back to. You see, sometimes you watch your bench, you don't get who you wanted to do. It's a problem. Of late, you see how the bench is. Even the last game we played, it gave me the opportunity to use Lawson, and I was impressed with his attitude. He didn't show any weakness. He showed he can play. So it's a plus to me. You see, why something is not going well, it also project to bring something better. So it is giving me a lot of options in the team. So far so good. We are working. Coach.
Nessa no answer to your coach Abdul Karim Zito and the Sansa to Janwachi and a coach HH Samusa Busana league in say aka 4 matches now first round now baby here. Now only say obetima catch up and also league need the marathon and mobile into the league so Odiwu Komokakra and the chair coach Abdul Karim Zito in here.
It's a marathon race. You can't just start and then some can start well, but they can't end well. Some will be in the middle, but they can't start. They even may go. Some will be at the last, but at the end of the day, they will be at the first. So what matters is the end justifies the means. So we are going to work seriously for that.
And I want to know one of the coach Adma Kotoko, another Sansemi, and I'm starting that Obama me Sam and Mohammed, one of the player Adma Vision FC. I'm All Blacks and a Kwakobo, I was Swedro na a branch a Dim Komokakra and so to me the first game and Oyentia Saba, a branch Sam and Mohammed of Vision and then Komoy Ebai.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing because we had a draw at home, which we needed to get a win. But that doesn't affect our mentality towards the game that we are going to play away. We are well prepared and we are expecting a good results in the coming match that we are going at Swedro. We prepared well for the game that we went against Young Apostles, but we didn't get the desired result that we wanted. But then I think my teammates and we are preparing very well against the game that we are going. We think every away game is really hard for us. This is Ghana Premier League. Everyone is really wanting to get a home win because a home 3 points is very important because it's not easy to go away for a win. Yes, but we think we have vision and then we can also go away and get the points that we want.
And Mohammed Adituja. Now Yangram answer to a Swedro All Blacks now Capo. I sent House of Folk. Womo NCC chairman. Sama Yusuf. I say or them kwada catch them young. Or them kwada House of Folk Eco Stadium. Now All Blacks for you be. Now when the All Blacks for no and kwala na frem panifo no say omumra yenhwe ne yentie sama All Blacks supporters no and kwala no e dey atudwa say omo frɛ omo fans no na bibia nya kama
says omo coach na suma dwono Ahmed Fati
pressure no bi man anka say man ka so mawrolo mo
Fati Ahmed
so man nya nrolo mo nti sanete na Abofuma Youth for Development the Hunters Fest 2025 Ebaso Basso then they were before
the
Hunters Fest.
Okay.
Basso Afibia Omoye. And we are abofo homecoming. So Sadrak when I ready a fatos mamina and that me 1.4 year 1.4 everywhere. Alaji has ewa a gogo. Aquatic ewa na for Mr. Foster. Omo and no be committee way. Eye abofo Youth for Development and organize this program. Now omodi kan sase krada da a launch program na me bia so etimi akokamenti panifo ha alaji na mesole na bakwaba enu oze ene radio fo no ma mososo no mo sheda no so sa ma mososo no youth na mo ba na mo soso no mo shada no so wo fancy wo big brother so ho on say mo big mu so mo ntade na 3x and 4x so mo ba big brother si di etira on say penny say den mo nya betati we there abofo homecoming yes abofo homecoming
abofo man hunters
yes also omo t-shirt no so kama pa anti penny for her eti we there over to you Jolati na Alajas.
Okay.
Yes, Alaji Asinye. Mr. Foster so that means Asia. Just on so yes. Over to you Dolati now name pen for.
Mirasi over time and our intro no day amaya na Bofoman Hunters. We are Bofoman Homecoming. Before and ye be doing come. It's a program no already no. About time here we say they can start that. Large ass name pen for ha ye be na ye doing come. This is a program no pempen so no. He na do anything na ye to aso dey free ni na no. Pen for be me for mama kwaba.
Also.
Say obia ho ye dey.
Na me dom ne mo pai bo.
T-shirt is very nice. Nice one. Bofoman Hunters. Why are Bofoman Hunters? And I'm the two so homecoming.
You with ye di kan ye be chia ye tiefo ne ya hwefo
okay
na ya chia ye krom ne
okay
ayimfo a omo na kontihine nana nipahine na nchia kese na so nkoma offense man hene
okay
because abofo ehye nyina offense
yeah
ye ka abofo a enye edin fufuro bia abofo
okay
metese enkane no obofo na ono opennam edibre ewura krura otumfo
okay
na ehoda na oti
okay
tino ye ka abofo na ise no ye hunters
je
hunters ankasa
na se hunter de nyina ye nimze obofo okubem ntini twi no ya abofo mo doso abofo okay so I know okay that's good
oka obofo a ne singular e baako
okay abofo na
dudu mo sa
dudu okabia
sa
okay na program no I'm say my lineup no mo de to so ye hu say this is ya drew he ewo homecoming mam say omo ho ne de munim baby ama ya dra mbia obi nso wachi ofri abofo bezo oba ya drew he ne be say join ya be join o afrinfa
homecoming no ebe start 20th
okay
20th no ye be ko floating aye ada ye ho adi akira abofo nyina ani kura atwa ye ho ahia asa mama hu se dwumadie titiru sei koso ewa abofuman mu ho na de fetitiru ni se ye mpanyimfo no so tenase no mo di football game ashema ye ball gidigidi eda 21st no ye be start 21st ye football game ye bo na nwumre no ye be ba akoye bonfire no ye be peja na ya bo anu o baby kese ne ya hemfo no ene ye mpanyimfo atwa ye ho ahia MC ene MP nyina ne ya soja no ama bonfire na ye fefefefef ntinu eno na ye de kire abofo sede ye setie ewo abofuman mu ho no obia wo akiri ewo bente o meka ye ho na ye ma homecoming ni successful afensu 23rd no eye community engagement ebi kura ye na bi shefie ye ntimi nkotia no ye be fa homecoming we so na yakọ no ni yakọtia no ni akyerɛkyerɛ niema bi akyerɛ o mo na o so akyerɛ ya abakwasɛm ewo abofo ho no ti free ho no community engagement 24th no eye hunters first hunters night no ti no na ye kɔ nwuramu ho akɔkye aboa ewo ye forest kese na eda ho no abofo nyina kabom ene ye papa no mo ya abofo no kabom ama yakɔ akɔkye aboa edinaba 25th no so ye ho no edwa kakraka yedi ye yawada ye digwa pa se wo hwɛ asantima mu hakra ye dwana antoso mienu ebetoso miensa enti no ye be wura dwanim achia dwadifo no eni mpanyimfo ewo dwanim achia omo kama na ye free on 26 no musical night ye wo talent bebre wa abofo enam se ye ntimi nya nhihye ye bebre ni enti no ye nyina ya ka achinti ye mpanyimfo afa ato omo se ombeboa ama saa 26 ni aye musical night ama akwala owo talent owo butaye wona ni so no waba abeda ne talent adi akyere ye wo saa musical night no into on the 27th so ye clean up exercise o hwe agudi aye di free 20th oba beka 27th na ye kro ni mu aye fin e wo se ye ne ya pra ye ne ya hemfo tinkame kra de se sia meti Capo meti wani mi de me pese saa de no di mu tintimaya ye nyina ya kabom na ye fe ne ya botetin na ye fe entino 27 entino 27 ni be pe hotel kese so mo ama 28 no grand eba no Capo ujina mu gidi pa se
book me ticket
se entino grand eba ni 28 that was Sunday ahemfo atitiri uba ọma ahene wa jepini ese oba eye regional minister oba mayor Kinzuba ono so uba bi eye MC Frank Owusu Amoa ono so uba bi ti atitiri ye MP Dr. IY Opoku met 5 day we so adana say fi say your first homecoming wo ya de sombo ma ye ebin sida wo ye obesi police station soronko edema ye nti ye be dana se pa wo sad na nimu nyambe ba betawi na chi nti na program line up no
international
se mi ka bibia na akwese yes ye homecoming but at least I was say ye chere ye butaya
dientia
ye homecoming no anything abofo ekru a esu ye kru no super se me ha mania eni ni nkru atwa ho ahia ye wo be 52 communities I travel for one year. Apart from that, in terms of the population, you are over 70,000.
Wow!
And so, before, so me catch you say, we in some rebu. Now me catch you say, co hospital beer. You just so cry bed. Yeah. And you know who be here say, you be kind of boni na ya boy. You say buying ye na family. Yeah. And about 4 no so no show offense so south as. Offense south no so no district no eso. Nti nye nyama nyina na ye betimi ade anya. Nti no krampo no ye president na nanu adawrma enka omuntimi nchemu mai na yenya offense municipal na abofo enso mfa offense central. Ni nyina ye offense man. So far you 2 different districts a share offense was that is a third one at least common fund say one city crampo na ye tibia no bitimi ya kakra nti the main objective idea sa homecoming ni and say ebenye sika na maternity block ye start say yes in 2022 2023 ni nyina ye homecoming no mienu we need third one na sika kakra ebenya no ye dia share maternity block na yes in because ko abofo make us say Krobi to say Kopeni is about 15 kilometers away from our 4. It is Obi Yaro Wa Omu main hospital, Omu any that's way about health center. About 4 any hospital or the health center will be do one year Muntimin Sanu. I know you say either in Kinkasu and now offensive. Meaning now say the minimum travel distance 18 kilometers. Until now, who be here say homecoming ye. Bibi se pesca na ye de share a maternity block yesin maternity block so yesin no just maternity block a maternity block with theater to extend say nipa no kwa wo so na say mu ye den a ye benya resident doctor obey no operation okru no mu a na ehun hia say waba wo so yentimi anhwe
yes abe faka ambulance wow obedu kwa
ye maamenom ye papanom ye nuanom a omo nkura ahodo so even abofo kuro no ankasa kura no sa homecoming ye targeting say kakra bi obi ebenya bia no wo abofo ho krampo na at least say iron rod 1 cement 1 bag bibi kitwa bi obenya kura no ana say iska kakra bi amenwa dwen say bia empanyimfo bi ba bi na omo ba be pesca dia be shem da bi kakra bia wo bia no so fabra na be den fa be go program no na kakra benya no ye fancy maternity block no fama ye maamenom no ye sisters no.
Alaji I'm say o mama insight about this program minim di kakra de be ka ho
medasi na machia ye watiefo ne wahwefo nyina nsam de nyina na mechaman ne ye menwa yi aka no na kakra me de be ka ho se dawro na ye guso ebo no ye besre dwumadie we no nya dwumadie a ye ba akofo enkwane benya so mfaso sebi mi wa hayi ebia maka se bia ma wa wie ebia mi nya odi machi nwu wie ye oba nwu wie nti de ne ye ede atohwa ma wo mo fira kireba no da cha wo memre se de ye ma amenom ene ye nwanum panyifo bre ye no omo so bebre sa enu nti na eye abofuman youth for development ye so de so no I see a kind of boom. Maybe I 1 year kuro no. Couldn't name the kuro no. Ya catch, said a michama kayano. Abofo Yanipa Kuranini. Bet who wrote Kurunimwa. One Kaza Kuruni. Aha, anti ya boda uro. Say Obi Bianfano and Shadumadianim. Oya Bofuni, Yawabofo, Oya Hompu, Nasa one more the boya in Su Quine. Cement 1 bag. Ayon Ross Bacope. That 1 po Bacope of the Brea. Fabra. Now your mind. ɛkyekyere ne nyina yɛkyekyere ɛnya abɔfoɔ nko a ne bɛdi so mfa so ebi a wɔtina bi bɛtika nkora bi a waka wotwam ebi a wɔde nado sɛ hɔ mpo na wɔbɛka wo na yɛbɛyiw ne yɛte sɛ wokunu bɛte anasɛ wabusuani bɛtena ebi a ɛsi wɔ wɔkɔ wo sesese ɛyɛ na ɛha ɛno nti ne yɛtena so no ɛwɔ sɛ yɛsɔre na yɛpɛ biribi ma kuro no sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a wɔtina bi no yɛ so koraa yɛni hɔ a yɛbɛbɔ yɛdin sɛ ampa nipa so masi ɔmo na boa ma asadeɛ wɔ ɛba nti ɛbɛsrɛ obi amfa ne ho hyɛ ma obi anyi ne ho mfiri mu one city ɛyɛ adeɛ ɛde ma ɛyɛ abɔfo youth for development na meka ne saa no ebi a obi pɛ sɛ wɔba ebi kora meke wɔnim baabi abɔfoɔ wɔ wɔnim baabi abɔfoɔ kwan da ebi na nɔmba bɛɛ na ebi a ɔba a ɔmfrɛ nti nɔmba ebi a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔba a wofrɛ anaasɛ wɔ biribi a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔde boa yɛ sɛ ɔde biribi na ɛbrɛ yɛ a ɔbɛfrɛ ɛyɛ 0243 25 61 20 0243 25 61 20 ana yɛwɔ t-shirt sɛdeɛ ɔkaa sɛ ɛɛfɛ no ɛno so ne boɔ ɔfo ɛwie a yɛbɛpresente wei no ɛde ama mo na ɛyɛ 60 Ghana cedi obi pɛ bi a ɔfrɛ number yi a deɛ ohia bi ɔpɛ 100 kora no a ɔnsa bɛka ɛkyɛ ɛka ho na ɛfɛ yie paa sɛ wonya bi hyɛ dwumadie no daade no a ɛbɛde sɛ biribi abɛyɛ kama ɛbɛda
baako ɛyɛ yɛ kurom hɔ bɔgɛs ɛtwa yɛ ho ahyia no ɔmadi dwumadie soronko kora ɛwɔ ɛyɛ abɔfoɔ kuro do anim ɔma ama yɛ lɔre park a yɛ maternity ward wɔ theatre no a yɛsi no ɔmadi mu tintimae paa nti yɛbɛsrɛ ɔmo sɛ yɛnyerɛ firi wɔ mo aseda nkɔmɔ ɔmo na ɔmo nsa mɛsɔpɔto yɛ ɛwɔ saa program wei so
bɔgɛs ate wo mbɛba media ni okay 9-1 to the team okay ya ba ba tɛkyire na bibia ɛfɛ pa busua sɛ de ɔka no quality no so ɔsoro ane bɔ no cry for dodo
we dey sɛ de yɛsi ka no sɛ abɔfo nneɛma ka kyerɛ we dey bɛsrɛ community no we self help and yes we boa nti ebesra aban no emre pam no omo ntwa mo anime hwa abofo any ye hospital because say ye ne ye trust e be maternity no ye there are other departments any nyina enko ye ward bibia enko ye nti ebesre aban no ntwa ne ma hwa abofo na ye hospital no sem any other developmental program akeka akire no aban ne ye de omsum na omwae
okay when you find that must we share or na me adoma na go bon come up na bibia ne fine you be say share bi thank you very much before homecoming no so free ho na say obesa oboa say do maka no o show mo dates no mo line up na onso etimi ahwe na bibia e kama pa nti nas no yes ana omutechre a omuba ya bibia nso ye kama nti Dr. Amuzu mraso ese me bom nkomo na fi Dr. Amuzu eba na yedi nkomo abusua nye easy kra nti ye na bofofo na se na ye kan say Peter Nas ana we Nas okay ni team na muka big brother mu nyina ye nam asese monso mutimi eba beta chiri ma bibia kama nti sere ye ka no ma menhwe na Dr. Amuzu ba na afi bibia nso aye kama na doctor wa ha okay Dr. Amuzu e wa ha okay